What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, YouTube land? How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday? I am okay. Just trying to do what I need to do on my end. Trying to check some things today on this Saturday. So, yeah, what we're going to do on this Saturday is to be sure some things, especially as it relates to stocks and cryptocurrencies. I've made it a point to make sure that I'm teaching some people. Now, let me make you aware of something. Anything that we're saying on this channel, please be sure that you are making sure that you're doing your own due diligence, making sure that you're not simply just saying, oh, Yulama Roberts telling me this, this, and this. Yulama Roberts saying this, this, and this. I can only do it this way. Make sure you're doing your own due diligence. Make sure that information that I say, no matter what YouTuber says, what or when, make sure you go back and make sure that you are doing what you need to do as it relates to making sure that the information is taken care of, making sure the information is correct, making sure the information is valid. Sometimes people tell you things. I want to teach you how to own the lake, not teach you how to just fish. This information is for you so you can learn how to own the lake, not just be a person that can fish on the lake. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do as it relates to anything. I want to make sure that when you come to my lives and things of that nature, that you are doing what you need to do and you're finding the exact thing as it relates to anything. So I'm making sure that my sound is correct, making sure that my sound is taken care of, making sure that my sound is where it needs to be. I hope everybody's doing well on today. What we're going to do is go ahead and turn it up, turn it up, turn it up on the day, turn it up, make sure that everything's okay. Hope that you're having a wonderful Saturday. So if you're looking on this on the replay, make sure that you take notes. Make sure that even if you're in a position where you can't take notes, make sure that you're doing something where you can go back and review. Because a lot of times when we're doing something, we have to make sure that we are taking notes, number one, taking notes, number one. Number two, making sure that we understand what we're doing. Because a lot of times we do things and we don't simply understand everything we do because we're doing something and we say, oh well, this person said this or that person said that. You don't understand what you're doing. Guess what's going to happen later on? If you don't understand what you're doing later on, you're going to put yourself in a position where you could be potentially uh, set aback because you're not understanding. Okay. So the whole point of today is to make sure that you understand completely what's going on, especially in the market. Hello, 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 everyone out there. Hope everybody's doing well. So, what we're going to do today is just talk a little bit about stocks, talk a little bit about crypto, talk a little bit about what's going on in the market and the tools that I use. Yeah, that's right. The tools that I use to do what it is that I need to do. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. I'm going to make it down to earth. And then when you be able to do it, you're going to be able to take your tablet, your pen, your paper, write down, go back and follow the play. Like I said, I'm not an investment advisor. So be sure that anything I say on this, anything that you hear any YouTuber say, make sure that you're taking this information. You're going back to research it. It's kind of like when you were in school and the teacher gave you the information, you still had to go to the book, take that test. You still had to go to the book and make sure you needed to do what you needed to do. You had to make sure that test was complete when it was what it was, what it was when it was. Simply, Sandra living a full life. Greetings. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're doing well today. I am. On today, just letting you know what we're going to do is go ahead and talk about stocks, crypto, and more. So just sit back, buckle up, and we're going to go as simply as possible, down to earth, to the point. The great thing about this live is it's going to be something that we're going to be able to go back to later, and you're going to be able to, review some things. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to review some things and see why I think the way I think, and particularly form a strategy of your own. Because with anything, you can have any YouTuber telling you, hey, do this, do that, do this, but you got to be sure that you understand, hey, when I make a move, this is why I'm making that move. So I welcome everyone in today. I thank everyone in for taking the time on this Saturday to come ahead and go ahead and do what it is. So there's a lot of things that I use. There's one app in particular that I use when I get up in the morning. One app in particular that I use, I always go to whatever trading platform it is that I use. They have trading platforms. Robinhood is a trading platform. Robinhood. That's ROBIN Hood. Robinhood, one word. They have a trading platform called Webull. That's WEBULL. There's a trading platform called TD Ameritrade. That's TD Ameritrade. So they have those platforms. They have even more platforms, more that I use as well. The most simplistic platform right now. Like most people have this platform and they don't even realize it. Most people have a Cash App. And with that Cash App, you are able to actually trade stocks and crypto with Cash App. They make it simple as possible with Cash App. All you have to do is go in, click a button, and you can buy a stock or a crypto through Cash App. That's right. You can buy a stock or a crypto through Cash App. My father, when he first started, he started utilizing Cash App. He said it was easier for him, and then he started utilizing other trading platforms, him and my mother. So Cash App is a trading platform that you can utilize. The thing about Cash App, you go in, it shows you what stocks and crypto are available, and you're able to click it. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the difference between these stock platforms that I talked about? I talked about Robinhood. I talked about Webull. I talked about TD Ameritrade. I talked about Cash App. I talked about other trading platforms, Trade Desk, Trade Station. There's a lot of different trading platforms. But what is the difference between these platforms? The difference is some platforms allow you to trade certain things and others do not allow you to trade certain things. And I don't like this lighting, so give me a second. I'm going to stand up for just a moment, and I'm going to change my lighting. Boom. I didn't like that lighting. I like this better. My lighting look a whole lot better. I was bouncing it off the wall. I did not like my lighting, so I changed it real quick. So I apologize for getting up in the middle of this. But hello, everyone in the bushes that hasn't said hello. Hey, bush people, how are you? So I had to talk to the bush people as well. Always the people who are coming in, everyone's more than welcome to come into the chat, come in and say hello. When we're talking about anything, you're probably asking, well, how do I get a Robinhood account? How do I get a Webull account? How do I get a TD Ameritrade account? It's simple. All you do is go in and get that. So it says, Sandra Living a Full Life says, I've been trying to get a Webull, but my bank account will not allow it. I bank with a credit union. Now, as it relates to that, if your bank is not allowing it, unfortunately, when it comes to certain things like that, that means you need to possibly have another bank, possibly get another bank that will allow that just for that. One thing I tell people, like I said, I'm not an investment advisor. Hello, Miss Reeves. Hello, Miss Khadija. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. You got me going to work. I definitely appreciate your live this morning. You got me excited and ready to go to work. Miss Khadija was in there doing her thing. Everybody say hello to Miss Khadija and Miss Sandra living her full life. Miss Khadija had me going in. I said, okay, I got to rethink this strategy. I was in there looking and I said, I got to get to work, Miss Khadija. I had to get to work. I said, I got to go. She said, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I had to get to work today. But when it comes to, you saying your bank account doesn't allow it. One thing I tell people, because some people have the thing, they say, well, what if something happens to my account? What if this happens? What if that happens? And they use all these what if scenarios, with anything. If you're, I call it seasoned. If you're anybody 30 and over, or really 25 and over, 30 or over, I call it seasoned people. Anybody 25 and over is seasoned. Anybody under 25 is not as seasoned. What I mean by seasoned, you've been through a little something, so you know a little something. But you probably heard, especially if you're 30 or older, you heard this saying, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. So if you're saying your bank account, one bank account will not allow you the access to do that, my personal opinion is to get another account just to utilize for just trading, if that's what you choose to do. Like I said, I'm not an investment advisor giving you investment advice, but if Webull is not allowing you to get that because of your credit union saying, hey, no, can't allow this, get another account. I have an account that I use just for that, for trading purposes. That's all I utilize it for. It's just for that. I transfer the money to my trading account. I'm able to invest that way. So that's something you could potentially do. It doesn't have to be anything 25 10, 15. You can start as low as $5 in some of these trading platforms. So I would recommend that. Like I said, make sure that you're able to do that. So yeah, I want them free stocks from Reba. Exactly, exactly. Webull does offer free stocks. So does Robinhood. They offer free stocks as well. So Miss Sandra, one thing that I would do if I was you, just go ahead and see if you can get another account. Get another account and utilize that, even if it's 10, $20, $25, whatever it is, and transfer that there to have it. That's a strategy that you can utilize. Because some people say, well, what if this happens to my account? Is it safe? Is it this? Well, let's be honest. You can go to the grocery store, scan your card, and something could happen. Hello, 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 lovely Cherokee. Hello, hello. Hey, I was thinking Chase Bank. Yeah, Chase Bank is a good bank. I don't have a problem with Chase. Miss Cherokee saying hello, everyone. So I don't have a problem with Chase. So you can have multiple accounts, just to, do what you need to do. But think about it. You can go to the grocery store and come back home and something can happen to your card. So don't be oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if this happens? I mean, you can go outside and something could happen. I particularly read the word, and the word says don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna have problems of its own. So worrying about what could happen this day or that day, go ahead and do what you need to do, because here's the great thing. The great thing is stuff is on sale right now. I don't know about you, but when you go to the grocery store and you see that pack of meat, or you see that nice little steak, or you see things like that, I don't have a problem with Chase either. Oh yeah, Chase is a great place to bank. Just my opinion. I'm not telling everybody to go there, but it's my opinion. But when it comes down to it, you have, exactly. You have the ability when you go on and get stuff on sale. I go and I look and I say, hey, man, is this stuff on sale? And I was looking I had a chip bag, earlier, and that chip bag showed certain things, and I utilized that. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and hop up and grab that chip bag. So I'm using this as an example for illustration purposes only. Just like this chip bag here, this chip bag. When this thing goes on sales, I get it. You know why? Because I like a variety of chips and I'm able to get it. I just go get those chips. It just don't have one chip. Oh, it just has one chip. Oh man, just one bag of chips. No, it has a different variety of chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of chips. So just like that, anything, get you a variety. You never know. You may have something just for bills, something for trading, something for this, gas. It depends. You have to ask yourself how you wanted to set up your life. But when it comes down to it, you have Webull. We talked about Webull. You have Robinhood. We talked about Robinhood. You have TD Ameritrade. We talked about TD Ameritrade. Those are simple platforms. Some people even have what's called Cash App. Some people have Cash App. Most people have Cash App. Cash App allows people the opportunity to go ahead and invest. That's right. Cash App allows you the opportunity to invest. So my opinion, Cherokee, my opinion as well, Robert, they have been very productive of accounts years from now. Yeah, oh, definitely. So make sure you have something set up. A lot of people saying, well, what happens if the market goes down? Well, here's the great part about it. Year over year. Now, I'm not an investment advisor telling you, hey, this is 100% going to happen. Okay. But if you look at the charts year for year, over the past, when they've been trying to, went back to the investing the very first time they start tracking it, year over year, over a time frame between 5 to 10 years, it's outperformed the market. Now, some people are saying, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Sandra, living my best. I use Cash App also. Oh, definitely. And especially if you're a more seasoned person. Like I said, I call people who are seasoned, anybody over 25 and older, seasoned, really 30 and over, seasoned people. What I mean is have a little bit of experience. What I mean by experience is, you're just not wet behind the ears, as my barber would say. What it means to be seasoned is you've been out there a little while, not to put all your eggs in one basket. You've heard that phrase before, especially if you're 30 and over. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. You also heard, hey, Miss Carol in the building. Carol, the girl manager. Hello. So a lot of people say, well, what about this? What about that? Okay, listen, I'm sure, I am sure Miss Carol speaking. Hey, Sandra, living a full life. She's also speaking. Hey, lovely Cherokee. She's speaking to everybody. A lot of people understand when it comes to it. Lovely is saying presently season. Exactly. Season. Present and season. That's what I'm talking about. All my seasoned people. Seasoned people. Anybody 25, really 30 and over, you're seasoned. We're seasoned people. Seasoned folks. Yeah, our seasoned people. Hey, anybody under that 25 age, I'm sorry, you ain't seasoned yet. You ain't put no seasoning on you yet. You ain't been through nothing yet. No seasoning. There's no shade to anybody younger, because I attract a different crowd of people, younger people, older people, people my age, people that are seniors. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying to you is this. You have to ask yourself this question. Are you okay with getting something? Now, from what I read, and I'm not telling you all that, oh, you have to believe in this. But what I'm saying is it talks about, Lovely said, hello, Carol the Girl Miniature. Hi. So it talks about, you know, don't just put your money in the ground. Meaning, there's a person, the parable of talents talked about a person who just dug it up, put it in the ground, was scared to do something with it. Match came back and said, hey, man, what's up with my money? What happened? Oh, well, what happened was I got scared. I put it in the ground. That's like putting it in a savings account or checking account with a low interest, in my opinion. That's how I took it. So what I'm saying to you is if you look at certain things, when it comes down to it, if you look at certain things, you have to ask yourself this question. What do you want to be? I talked about this in the last live. What do you want to be? What do you want to go? And where are you in relations to where you want to be and where you want to go? You ask yourself that question. What do you want to be? What do you want to go? And where are you in relations to where you want to be and go? So you can't be fearful of anything. But with anything, we have to use common sense and wisdom. With anything, you just can't make a cake from scratch with one ingredient. Now you can make a box cake with one ingredient, possibly one or two ingredients, but all the other ingredients are already mixed into that mixture. So you have to make yourself a cake. And what I mean by that is, okay, am I going to invest in gold and silver? What percentage do I need to invest in gold and silver? You write down 100%. There's 100% of a pie. You're going to say, I want to invest X amount in gold and silver. All right. I'm going to talk about gold and silver on my channel as well. You say, okay, I want to invest X amount, X percentage amount in stocks. All right. I want to make X percentage in cryptocurrency. Hey, everybody. Hello, bush people. The people who just came in the bushes. I like you as well. Hello, bush people. So, yeah, X percentage when it comes down to it. I'm being silly. All the people in the bushes that, if you don't know what the bushes is, as people come in, don't say anything. I call them the bush people. Hey, everyone. Everyone, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being silly. You should know me by now. But you put X percentage in stocks and crypto. You might have X percentage saved in your bank account. You have X percentage saved here. You have to come up with your own percentage and allocations. It depends on who you are and what your goals are. Okay. So this is not the end all be all. And just like I said before earlier, all the people who the bush people, Miss Carol, they're in the bushes. Hello, bush people. I just want to say it to you too. We're whispering because we're in the bushes watching, and we're just in the bushes. We just want people to say we're in the bushes. So I'm whispering in the bushes, okay? You gotta whisper in the bushes because you don't want to be loud, because you don't want the people to know that you're in the bushes. All right? Hi, bushes. Don't fall out the bushes. So the people who are in the bushes, I'm whispering. Yeah, I like to whisper to the bush people because you're in the bushes, you're hiding, you're making sure nobody sees you, and you want to be in, but you don't want to be known. And it's okay if you're in the bushes. I love the bush people because sometimes I am one of the bush people. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I'm looking, hey, everybody in the bushes, what are they talking about? So I'm looking through the chat. Hey, okay, they're quiet. Yes, yes. So that's what I do sometimes. I might be in somebody's chat in the bushes because I'm not in a position to talk. Not in a position to talk. I may be driving and just listening. So I don't recommend anyone driving, texting. That's dangerous. I'm saying I may have, before I got in the car, clicked on a video and listened to someone's live while I was driving. I wasn't looking through my phone while I was driving. I got in the car, Before I started my car, I found something, a good live to be in, and I started to drive. Some people do that. And, I don't recommend anyone texting and driving. Don't do that. It's dangerous. Make sure you stay focused on the road, okay? But going back to what I was saying. So when it comes down to it, make sure you know what you wanted. So the first rule when it comes down to it, you got to say, okay, this X amount of dollars, X amount of percentage, I am going to invest in me. Okay. I'm going to invest in me, my future, me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to invest in me. You have to figure out what percentage that is first. Once you figure out what percentage that is first, then you say, oh, okay, this is what I have. Some people say, well, I don't understand you, Robert. I don't have that much. It doesn't take that much. Everywhere, I believe, in the Bible, and it's okay if you don't believe in that, but everywhere in the Bible, it talked about people who had nothing. Hey, go throw your rod out and you'll find this in the fish. Hey, go do this. Hey, go get empty jars and go get those empty jars and fill it up. Come back in the house, fill it up with oil. The person didn't have much. Hey, make me a cake. Too. I don't have much cake. Everywhere I've seen in there, they had a little, and somebody was able to make watch. Hey, we have been fishing all day. We ain't caught nothing. All right, do me a favor. Let's go back out there and let's go ahead and throw the thing on the other side, and then you'll catch more. So what I'm saying to you is you have to put yourself in position that you understand God works with little, okay? God works with little. It doesn't matter what you believe in. I'm not trying to say, oh, you should believe in this, you should believe in it. I'm saying for what I believe in, okay? So I'm using it as illustration. So the people who don't believe in what I believe in is just for an illustration, okay? It's not to try to preach to you, just for illustration, okay? So what I'm saying is everywhere in that Bible, it talked about, hey, do this, do that. So research, plan, and invest with what's smart for you. Exactly, Miss Carol. You have to figure out what's smart for you. Everybody's going to tell you, well, I do it this way. I do it that way. I do it this way. Oh, I do it that way. I do it this way. Oh, it's easy to do this. I created a simple book, Learn Stocks Easy. I'll put in the end of this video, I'll put a link of how to get that book at no cost to you. It's an ebook that you're going to be able to get, simple, to the point. If people have got it, great. If you haven't got it, go. It's a landing page. It's asking for your name, your email address. You put that information in, it gets you the book. It's just simple. It's to the point. It's nothing long and drawn out. It's super thin because I know people's attention span. Hello, everyone who's came in. So what I'm saying is you figure out what works for you. You take 100% and then you break it down. If you can only afford to put $1 or $5 in this week, then that's what you choose. But you have to choose something. You have to choose something. It's kind of like a push-up. You may say, well, I can do 100 push-ups. You learn Robert can do 100 push-ups. Oh, wonderful. Well, I can't do but 5. Well, start at the 5 you can do. And then you can work your way up to that 100 or whatever your goal is. Start where you can start and then go up from there. Start where you can start and then go up from there. And that's with anything. Well, let me buy this gold coin or this silver coin this week. Let me buy this silver nugget or this week. Oh, okay. Next week, let me buy this stock or crypto. It's up to you. What is it that you want? Hello, everyone. Welcome everyone in who just come in. Hello, hello, hello. So it's up to what you want. You have to ask yourself the question, where do you want to start? Okay. What do you want to start? Where do you want to go? So step one, ask yourself the question, where do you want to start? Step one, where do you want to start? That's step one. Where do you want to start? So if you're taking notes, step one, or write it in the chat. Where do you want to start? So if it's step one, where do you want to start? If this is something that is misspelled, hey, I apologize. Step one. Step one, where do you want to start? Step one, what do you want to start? So once you figure out where do you want to start on step one, where do you want to start? Step one. Once you figure that out, then you go ahead and start the plan. You start, doing what you need to do. You set up, that's 52 weeks in a year. Some people, Miss Lovely Cherokees and Ed Carroll, the Girl Minister, I agree. Well, what's smart with you? Exactly. Then you go from there and you say, okay, look. Now, some people say, well, I have a 401k. I have a set retirement. I have this. Well, that's wonderful. But here's my thing. Just for me personally, I like to know how to do something. I like to know how to do it because just because the 401k or the SEP plan is doing it for you does not mean they're doing the best thing for you. When you start doing stuff for yourself, you're more careful. Those other people have a lot of money tied up, and they're not necessarily looking at your one thing. They're just making the best decision for their firm, the best decision for them. It may not be necessarily the best for you at that moment. It may be the best for the firm, because their firm is their fiduciary duty. Their firm first. It's supposed to be the customer first, but that's a whole nother subject. They're going to do what's best for their firm, and then they're going to do the best for the customer. It's supposed to be what's best for the customer first. That's a whole nother subject for another time. So you ask yourself the question, once you ask yourself that question, where do you start? Step one, where do you want to start? Then you make a plan. So that's 52 weeks in a year. Some people get paid, every week, 52 times a year. Some people get paid 26 or 27 times a year. Some people get paid 12 times a year, which is once a month. And some people get paid 365 days a year. Every day of the year, you get some type of pay. That's my business owners, my entrepreneurs, and things of that nature. You get a paycheck. You're a hairdresser. You get paid every time. You're a cook. You get paid every time, every day. You're a barber. You get paid every time. Whatever that you do, you get paid every day. You have to figure out what's best for you. Go from there and then make a plan based on that. Okay. Then what you do from there, after you go ahead and make that plan, figure out where you want to start and figure out how much it is. So step two, how much? Step two is how much do you want to put in? How much do you want to invest? Step two, how much do you want to invest? Lovely saying, definitely true, Robert. Look out for themselves first. Exactly. Because nobody else is going to look out for you first, but you. So all these platforms are going to look out for themselves first, because they're in business to make money. No disrespect to anyone, no shade to anyone. They're in business to make money. They're not in business just for charity. So Sandra, living my best life. Me too. So if I need to move something, I can without penalized. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, we're going to charge you X amount of percentage. Oh, you're going to get this, and this because you're being no. So you have to figure out what's best for you, and then you have to go there. Even the people in the bushes. Hello, everybody from the bushes. I just want to say hello. So if you're coming in, hey. So step one, I'm going to start from the beginning real quick. Step one, what do you want to start? Step two, how much? So the people in the bushes just came in. People in the bushes, people coming in. Hey, hello. Go to the beginning once this is over and get the information. I believe, study to show yourself approved. Study. You have to study. You have to figure it out. I'm giving you information. It's up to you. Kind of like the teacher goes and they lecture you if you're in college or if you're in high school. They send out their overhead projector and they do what they need to do. Hey, Miss Sammy Joe is waving and doing everything. Hey, hello, doing everything. So she sent hello to everyone, probably on the iPhone, Team iPhone. That's probably what's happening. That's why it's not showing up. Lovely is saying hello, Sandra the Full Life. Definitely. So I'm not looking at my iPhone right now. Okay, I see it, Sammy Joe. I see the waving emojis. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now. I'm looking down at the phone. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, so you say, okay, this is what I need to do. Okay, you have a plan. The teacher comes up, they have their over. Nets V, what's going on? What's going on? Nets V blog 21. Hello. She's saying hello to everyone. So, you have that plan. You say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. 3:36 a.m. Hong Kong. Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning. Good morning. Ohio gozaimasu. Good morning. So, Sammy Joe, thanks for joining. Hi, Sammy Joe, lovely Cherokee. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming on at 3:36 a.m. Hong Kong time. So, yes. Hello, Miss Davis. Hello, everyone. Miss Davis is in. So if you're just now coming in, go to the beginning. Once this is over, I believe that everyone should study to show yourself approved. That's what it says in there. Study, show yourself approved. Hello, everyone. So this is the pink hand emojis again. It's just a pink hand. So if you can't see that, that's what it is. Next vlog. Oh, wow. Welcome, Hong Kong. So yes, go to the beginning. Once this is over, take notes. I really believe, kind of like teachers, you come and you get the information. You can hear things, but when you hear and you write, it's going to attach a better learning curve. So when you hear and you write, replay this. And I'm not saying this, oh, he needs watch time, just to replay. No, I'm saying this so that you can get the information. I know the information. I want everyone to get the information, everyone to get the information. Okay. So Everyone's saying hello. Miss Ness V is hearting everything. Hello, Tamika Davis on Lovely Cherokee. So, yes, when it comes down to it, you come up with a plan. So we're going to go real quick. Step one, come up with a plan. Figure out what it is you want to do. Step two, how much? How much do you want to invest? After you figure out how much you want to invest. Hello, everyone that's coming in, the new people. April Showers. Good day. Hello, hello, hello. April Showers in the building. So, yes, once you figure out how much you want it is, everyone gets paid differently. I'm recapping real quick. 365, my hairdressers, my barbers, my entrepreneurs, they get paid every day of the week. How much do you want to put in? The people who get paid every week, 52 times a week, you have to figure out how much you want to put in. Hey, hello, I appreciate you as well. So everyone has to figure out, the people get paid twice a month. That's 26 weeks or 27 weeks, depending if it's leap year. People get paid once a month, which is 12 times a year. You have to figure out what it is that you want to put in. Like I said, I am not an investment advisor giving you investment advice. I'm just a teacher up here trying to show you the best possible thing. Once again, I will tell you after this live, there will be an ebook. If you don't have the ebook, feel free to go in and get a copy of the ebook at no cost to you. This is something super simple to the point. Don't just say, oh, well, I'll just get the ebook. Listen to the information, because what it says, you got to listen. You got to listen. Once you listen, I always have a pad and pencil. Even now, I got a pad and pencil. When I'm thinking about something, I just, okay, let me write it down. So I write it down and get what I need to get. Okay. I write it down, get what I need to get. Because even when I'm talking, sometimes there's certain things that I may get. So just like the teacher comes up, teaches you something, you go back, teacher gives you a test. All right. The test for you, well, I'm not doing nothing with the information. I know everything. Okay, the test for you may be when inflation comes up and blows up like a balloon, and you have more month than you have money. That may be your test that you have to pass because you didn't listen. All right, the test you may have to pass is 5 to 10 years from now, when everybody else is in a better position who listened and studied and did what they need to do. You may be like, man, I should have listened. Oh man, I'm 5 to 10 years behind. I'm 10 to 15 years behind, whatever the case is. But no matter what, don't matter what it is, if it's $1, $5, $10, don't matter what it is. The whole point is getting an appetite, starting how to do something. One thing I've done is changed some of my diet. I changed some of the things that I ate, and this is it's going to tie into investing in a second. I changed some of the things that I ate, because I had a cousin who passed away, and it kind of was like, okay, exactly. Always best to have pad and pen. Yep, big time. So I changed the way, what I was eating. I changed some things. I said, let me change my diet. So I changed what I was drinking, water and things like that. I drunk a lot of sodas before. It's pretty much it. I don't drink, but drunk a lot of sodas and things like that. So try to limit the sodas and things like that. Carol the Girl Miniature is saying, hello, Nets V, Sammy Joe, Tamika Davis. Thanks for the information. Exactly, Carol the Girl. Thank you for coming in. So I went ahead and did what I needed to do. Okay. And I changed that diet. And when I start changing the diet, I noticed certain things. I know certain things happening with the energy I had. I had more energy. I was able to focus more. I was able to be more vibrant. I was able to, oh man, I feel better. A lot of people know me and say, why you got all this energy? I just changed what I ate, changed my diet, change the things. So when it comes to investing, you have to change your diet, change your appetite, change the things that you need to do. Why is this important? Well, if it wasn't important, like I said before, I don't know what you believe in. I'm telling you what I believe in. You don't have to believe in what I believe in, okay? This is not for that. This is not to preach to you. This is, this is not for that. It's for illustration, okay? What I believe in, it says in the Bible, it says in the word, hey, they gave somebody 1 talent. The person put it in the ground. Somebody 3 talents. They made 3 more. Somebody 5 talents. They made 5 more. Person came back and said, hey, yo, what's going on with money? What you doing? Person with 5 talents said, hey, come here. I need to show you something. I invested. I did this. I did this. I had some business. I flipped some houses. I did all this. Yeah. And I got 5 more. He said, oh, that's what's up. Come on with me. You going to chill with me. I appreciate you. I'm going to put you over some more stuff. Person with 3 came and said, you know what? Hey, I got 3 more. He said, oh, that's what's up. I did this. I invested. I did this. And he said, you know what? I appreciate you. You're doing good. Come on with me. We're going to chill out. Person with 1 came, was like, head down. Oh, hey, come here for a second. Person's head was down. Oh, head was down. Hey, come here. What's going on? Had a dirty old bag. I got to show you something. Open the bag up. one little talent in there. He said, "What's this?" He said, "This is your talent." He said, what I need this for?" He was like, "Well, I was scared to do something. I put it in the ground. I put it just in a regular checking account or savings account with no interest. I was scared to do something with it because I was scared that you were a person that was going to beat me up or be mad at me if I didn't make no money with it." He said, "You could at least put it to the exchangers." In my opinion, who do you think the exchanges are? My opinion, he said the exchanges so they can make usury interest. Exchanges usury interest, so that it can make more money. So just ask the question. Ask the question. What should I do? Thank you, Nesby. What should I do? What should I do? You were saying you should at least did something to make interest. You should at least did something. He said, "You know what? Give me this talent back. I'm gonna give it to the person with 5. So I know they know what to do with this. They're gonna make me some money. You just gonna sit here and be scared. Some of you are scared of talent, scared to do something. And I'm switching it up for a second. Some people are scared to do something. Done community share. Okay, there you go. There you go. Some people are scared to make moves. Some people are scared to do something. Even when your YouTube channel, you're scared to make some videos. I don't want people to see my face. I don't want people. There's people on here that's making millions of dollars, ain't showing their face one time. Hi, let's be saying hi. Hi, Carol. There's people over here that did some things and changed some things and was able to make some moves. I'm scared to change this job. Go ahead and do what you need to do. I'm scared to go and invest in this business. Do what you need to do. Was somebody saying this? Somebody said this MLM network marketing was crazy. There's people that are multimillionaires in MLM. Not saying that's what you should do, but I'm saying somebody's offering you something, you better figure it out. Stop being scared. I'm not giving you the spirit of fear, but a love, power, and sound mind. Get to what you need to get to. Focus and get it done. So going back to the investment piece, I done lost 2 people because I started talking about the word, and some people are like, I don't know about the word. I ain't gonna listen to that part. It's okay. It's okay. Going back to the investment piece. So what you're doing, you're making sure after that you figure out what you need to do. Okay. Welcome everyone in. Welcome everyone in. Once you figure out what you need to do, you make a plan, you figure out how much it is, and then you take action. So step 3, you're going to take action. So take action. If it's spelled wrong, hey, look, I'm typing on my keyboard. If you look right here, there's a light right here. You see it blocking my face. So I'm trying to type on my keyboard while I'm looking at that light. The light may be shining in my eye. So, hey, take action. So how do you take action? You learn, Robert. Yeah, you've been talking about stuff. How do you take action? How do you take action? Hi, Carol. Hi. SV blog is saying hello, Miss Carol. So how do you take action? You figured out what it is that you want to do. What is it that you want to do? I always say, where's the world going? What do you want to be where the world is going? So ask yourself this question. Well, you learn, Robert, I don't know where the world is going. So you can study. How do you study? You learn, Robert. Well, there's sites like CNBC. CNBC, that's a site that you can go to. CNBC, that's a site that you can go to. Forbes, Forbes, Forbes is a site that you can go to. NYSE, that stands for New York Stock Exchange. There's a stock thing that you can go to. NASDAQ, NASDIC is a site that you can go to. Bloomberg, BLOOMBURG or BERG is the site that you can go to. You can go to those sites and look at information. So I'm asking myself, where's the world going? I talked about EV before. I talked about electronic vehicles before, where electronic vehicles are. Okay. Now I look at the components of what electronic vehicles are, the components of what electronic vehicles are. Once I figured out where the components were, where the electronic vehicles were, then I sit up there and did what I needed to do. Okay. When I had the components, I said, okay, well, let me figure it out. I know that certain components that you need, like cameras that they're going to need, semiconductors they're going to need. When it comes to lidar and radar, some of those use sonar, lidar, radar, where they can visualize a silhouette of different objects that are moving, so they can stop it. So I figured out what the car would use, and then I based my strategy based on that. Okay. Now I talked about earlier, when it comes down to it. And I'm going to talk about one particular stock in particular just for now. One particular stock in particular. Hello, welcome in everyone. Welcome in everyone. Welcome in everyone. So when it comes down to it, I like Tesla. That's TESLA. I particularly like Tesla. I'm going to talk about other stocks too. I'm not saying that you should invest in Tesla or why I invested in Tesla. I'm saying I like Tesla, personally speaking. Okay. Tesla has a pretty cool setup when it comes to stock. Okay. Tesla, that's TSLA. Tesla, that's the stock ticker for Tesla. TSLA is the stock ticker for Tesla. TSLA. So Tesla right now is at $165.08 as the time of this recording. It is up by 1.28% today. That's 2.09. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the news, it says, oh, well, Tesla dropped. Tesla did not beat earnings expectations, and Tesla went down. If you looked at the news, it'd probably say that. But I always look at something. So if you're looking to, you're new at this thing, you're looking to start somewhere, ask yourself where the world is going. Where do you want to be? Okay, so I'm going to name off some stocks. You're more than welcome to research it, and things of that nature. Okay, so more than welcome to research it and things of that nature, and seeing what you need to do. Okay, when it comes down to it, and there's some tools that I'm going to give you. Matter of fact, before we talk about Tesla, I'm going to talk about those tools. Okay, give me a moment. I'm just pulling up some things, and I'm looking at my phone. So give me a moment. All right. Give me one moment. So there's something called a heat map. All right. So with that heat map, what they have is certain things that shows you the different things when it comes down to investing. The heat map. So what I did, they have different places or different things that you can utilize. But let me see if it'll let me show this heat map. I don't know. Let's see. I'm on StreamYard, so let's see if it'll let me show this heat map. Present. Give me a moment. Okay, it's not going to let me do it for right now. So let me get a moment. Oh, not going to do that. So yeah. So what a heat map is, all right, and I'm going to make a video on some of these things as well. Okay, so not only are you listening to this, remember, pad and pen. Getting bad with the pad and pen. You're getting the pad and pen. You're writing down information. Even with that, I may say something and you may have a question. That's the reason why you're here on this live. It's not just for me to talk. There you go. There you go. I have my pad and pen. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not just to just sit here and listen. If you're driving, sit here and listen. Okay. I'm not telling you to do anything dangerous. Let me preface that real quick. If you're driving a car, do not sit up there and write some information down. Go back when you're stationary and write it down. Okay. Just listen. If you're in a position where you can write, go ahead and do that. Okay. I want to preface this because I don't want anybody to say, I tried to write what you said. And then, we don't want to see that. Okay. So we don't have any problems. All right. So you write it down. Exactly. To learn and ask questions. So exactly. That's where I was going. So when you have information, you're writing it down. You may have a question. You may have said, okay, I heard what he said on the live. You learned Robert said some powerful things on the live. But when I came back to it, I got some questions. I don't understand this, this, and this. That's the whole point of the live. You may have questions like earlier. Someone had a question. All right. They had a question earlier, and I was able to answer the question because they talked about a particular, Miss Sandra talked about a particular bank situation. Okay. And I was able to answer that question live. And some people was able to chime in on what I was saying because that was something they dealt with, and they were saying, "Hey, this bank is a good bank." So they're talking about a certain bank they were wanting to use, and then they was able to chime in and say, "Hey, that is a good bank. Oh, I use that bank too." So that's why you're on the live as well. Okay, a lot of times people want people to go quick. Oh, hurry up, hurry up. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the replay will be available. Yes, definitely, most definitely. Most definitely. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Um, I can't promise y'all that all these replays are going to be available when it comes down to it. I have a course about stocks, and some of this information I'm teaching you from a course. I can't promise you that this replay is going to be always available. Just listen to me, hear me clearly. You might want to get some information now because there will become a time where this will cost. Okay. I'm teaching you now, but guess what? It Remember the parable they talked about? Hey, go get some oil, bring it in, and pour the oil, get all the jars, pour all the oil in the jars. That was free jars. Yeah, exactly. Just for the moment, exactly. So they got those free jars. Remember, NSV went in there. The prophet told her to get the jars. Got the jars. They closed the door, pour all the oil, and then they got the free jars. This is the free jars right now. Then he said, "Hey, after the oil is poured out, go and sell. Go what? Go and sell the jars of oil." So there's a time and point where this information is not going to cost you anything. It's the free jars. The lady went to go ask for jars. She got the jars. Her and her sons came in. Her family came in the house. She closed the door. They poured the oil until all the jars were gone, and then they went and sold the jars of oil. So there's a point where this oil, this stuff that I'm pouring out to y'all, will be for sale. I'm just trying to give you some grace when it comes down to it. Okay, I want to give to people, but I'm just letting you know. Some people are taking this for granted. Oh, I can find this information anywhere. Well, some things you can't find because this comes from experience. The oil is crushed for experience. Okay, Robert, there are people that charge now for the information you're kindly sharing with us. Exactamundo. I'm telling you, I have a stock course. I have a book. I'm giving you the book. It will be a link in the at the end of this. I'm going to put a link. Just put your name and email address. I'm not going to be like, "Hey, this is you, Robert. I just wondered, do you have the extended warranty?" I'm not coming at y'all like that. If you sign up for that, so just know that information comes to me. I'm not sharing the information. I'm not selling the information to anyone. I may send you occasional things, but I'm not going to be in your inboxes like that. Okay. So just feel free to understand. Once you put your information in, you'll get the information as far as the ebook. I'm telling you, I sell this book all day. All right. I sell this book. Literally, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but literally, you see, like, I got a stack of books here and it sells on Amazon as well. So I'm giving you the information. Why? Because I believe that it should be given to you. I believe that you should give to people. It's very important. Okay. I appreciate you all as well. So the people who are on here are the people who need to hear this information. I appreciate each and every one of you who are actually on here. Okay. So there's something called a heat map. And what I do when it comes to tools, yes, listening, still sleepy. Sorry. No, it's okay. It's okay, Nesv. I understand. I understand. I know you do sell it. Yep. So yeah, it's okay, Nesv. I'm just telling people that, a lot of people think that this information is going to be available forever. Okay. Nesv, you're good. Nesv, trust me, you're going to be okay. Nesv, you're okay. I understand. It's 3:30, almost 3:40 where you are a.m. I understand. Actually, I was up earlier, about 3 o'clock this morning, my time, but took a little nap. So I understand. SV. I understand. Going back to it. So there's something called a heat map. All right. Or something called a heat map. And the heat map shows you all the different things. Okay. And I'll be putting some information together talking about the heat map. All right. I'll be doing a video on the heat map as well. Okay. So that heat map is kind of like this. Is stocks hot or cold? So red is hot, meaning it's not what you think, like hot, like it's doing good. Hot means it's in the negative. Red is in the negative. Green is in the positive. Okay. So when it comes down to it, you look at the heat map, and I look at these different things in the heat map, and I say, okay, like for instance, I can look at the heat map now, and like I said, I'll be doing a video on this as well. So you're not able to see this now, but you will be able to see this. I will put it on the video. Okay. So on the heat map, it shows you different sectors of the market. Okay. You can click it by sector. You can click it by market. So they have different like technology services, finance, retail trade, energy materials, consumer services, health services, consumer durables, commercial services, electronic technology, health and technology, consumer non-durables, producer manufacturing, process energies, transportation, communication, industrial services. So those are some of the actual sectors. Okay. Those are some of the sectors in the market. All right. Now you're probably saying, okay, What's up with the sectors? What does the sector of the market mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? A sector is the different things, kind of like um, when it comes down to technology. Apple stock probably will be in the technology sector. Okay. When it comes down to, and I'm sure that most of you now, I just want to, and I do this every live for a reason. How many people have an Apple phone? If you have Apple, put Apple in the chat or put an Apple. If you have an Android phone, type Android in the chat. I just want to see something. See, I'm trying to see something. So if you have an Apple and you're able to type this in, type Apple. If you have an Android, type Android. I'm doing something for a reason, okay? So if you have an Apple, type Apple. If you have an Android, type Android. All right. So most people have either Apple or Android. To me, just my personal opinion, it's a travesty to have an Apple device and not own the stock. Well, looking behind me, there's tennis shoes. This is my brand of shoes, Robert Henderson. But I'm sure most of you, Sandra living your advice, like Apple. Okay. Uh, so that means you believe in Apple because you have their device. So the question is, if you buy the phone, how many other, like I have both Apple and Android. So I can show you right now. I'm looking for my Apple phone. Okay, yeah, here we go. Apple and Android. Apple and Android right here. Okay. I have both. Yep. So I have both Apple and Android. Android has Android has a problem with Apple. Yeah, I have both. And the reason why, personally speaking, is because I'm just gonna be honest. Apple's video quality is not that great to me. When I do a video, I like using my Samsung phone, or like right now, this is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. I have a video on this particular camera and a video, so you'll see that video. So when it comes down when I'm out and about, like when I went hiking, if you look, I utilize this, and I utilize this Samsung Galaxy S20, was it X24 Ultra, I believe. Yeah. So I use this. That's what I use to record that video. All right. Now, when it comes to Apple, when it comes to, like, I got my iPad, my Apple laptop, my Apple phone. When it comes to synchronizing things and airdropping and your iWatch and all that, that Apple, it works better when it comes to synchronizing. It's just so smooth. Okay. So my grandson has Apple. I have Samsung Galaxy and a tablet. Exactly. Exactly. But I think the synchronization with Apple works more smoothly, especially when it comes to business. So that's why I have both. I utilize both all the time. Unfortunately, everything Apple had, Samsung didn't have, and vice versa. Everything I needed on Samsung, Apple had. So that's why I had to get both. So going back to the heat map, okay, and I'm saying this for a reason. I'm sure that Apple is under technology. All right. I'm sure that Apple is under the technology sector. All right. So it's a travesty to me for you to have an Apple phone and not have an Apple stock because you believe in Apple so much. You bought their product, $1,000+ phone, $600+ phone, $500+ phone, 300, whatever you paid for it. You believe in it so much that you bought that product. Well, I don't have either. I have a little cheap phone, Robert. You learn, Robert, I actually have a cheap phone. Okay. Well, I guarantee you, some of you have what's called you have a Nike pair of shoes in your closet. I guarantee you, 90% of you have Nike. If you have a pair of Nikes in your closet, type Nike in the chat. If you have a pair of Nike in your closet, I got my own shoe brand, Robert Henderson's, but I have a pair of Nikes in my closet. I'm gonna keep it real with you. So if you have a pair of Nikes in your closet, type Nike. Type Nike. If you got a pair of Nikes. So I'm sure somebody's like, I don't want him to bust me out, especially the Bush people. You ain't busting me out. You learn, Robert. So, in my opinion, it's a travesty to have a pair of Nike shoes and don't own the stock. You believed in that company so much, you bought their product. Well, Robert, I didn't know they had stocks. Yeah, they have stocks. I guarantee you, if you go down the street, especially go to the mall, you will see most people with a pair of Nikes on, especially these young folk. Hello, Miss Wells. How are you? She says hello to everyone. So I guarantee you, everyone, you'll see some people, if they have tennis shoes on, especially the young folks, they got some KDs, they got some LeBrons, it was Kyrie's with the Nikes, but that's a whole nother subject. You have I'm not going to say his name because he don't like you saying his name. He owns a basketball team. I guarantee you they have that, and he sticks his tongue out when he dunks. I guarantee you they have those shoes. I guarantee you they have those shoes. I guarantee you. You sure will see Nike everywhere. So I'm not telling you that you should invest in Nike. What I'm telling you is this. Me personally, for what I have, I make sure I own the stock. Me personally. That's what I do. I say, you know what? Everybody got a power bill. If you got a power company, why not have the power stock? You believe in that power company every month. Every month they sending you a freaking high power bill. Oh, yeah, I said freaking, guys. I did not curse. I said freaking. Okay. So they send you a high power bill, and guess what happens? You got to pay it. Or it's gonna be turn off the lights and light a candle. Boom, 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 boom. I wonder if that was the reason why he had to turn off the lights and turn them off. I wonder if that was the reason why he had to turn off the lights and light a candle, because it was dark. He didn't pay his power bill. Hey, thanks for joining the live stream. Thank you for joining. So I wonder if that was the reason why he had to turn off the lights and light a candle, because he didn't pay his power bill. I guarantee you, 99% of y'all, you learn, Robert, you don't know what you're talking about. I live on a community, and I have this, and I have solar generators, and I have this, and I don't use power. Okay. To me, Miss Wells said, hello, lovely. I guarantee you, Robert giving facts or humor. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm always silly. I can't help it. But, when it comes down to it, I guarantee you. So you pay your power bill each and every month, or make a payment arrangement, whatever you do. But I guarantee you make sure that power bill paid. But just curious, you believe in that power so much, but you don't have the stock. I wonder why. Now, some of those power companies don't have a stock, but I wonder if you can buy a company that has power. Yes, you can. There are power companies that have power. Oh, well, you use gas. Well, I got a Tesla. I don't use gas. Well, you believe in that Tesla so much, you charge it and you don't have the stock. Well, I'm trying to get you to understand everything that we do now, we have a stock for it for the most part. Okay. Now, some things people do that ain't no stocks for that. We just gonna leave that there in the bushes. So what I'm saying to you is this: once you're writing your plan down, you ask yourself, what am I doing? What is it that I have? What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? All right. So you write yourself, what do I have? What do I have? What do I have? What do I mean by what do I have? What kind of car do you have? What kind of shoes do you have? What kind of things? Oh man, I paid my bills last week, and I'm gonna have to look at that. Exactly. So, what kind of cell phone carrier do you have? Well, what kind of products do you use? Just like I showed this box. What kind of deodorant do you use? What kind of deodorant do you use? What kind of phones do you? You ask yourself what you have. What do you have? What's in your house? What do you have? And once you ask yourself what do you have, then you say, okay, you write down a list, and then you Google it. Okay, does Nike have a stock? Oh wow, you learn, Robert. Does Nike have a stock? Yes. And Nike NK, I believe, NKE, I believe that was the ticker symbol, if I'm not mistaken. NKE. I have the stock. I own the stock. I'm not telling you you should invest in the stock. So yeah, NKE is the stock ticker. Oh wow. I'm gonna tell you a brief thing that happened. So I was working with a guy in 2011. I was his team leader. And if you're listening, and you're that person, you don't have to butt yourself out. But I was this guy's team leader, and he was telling me, hey, and I said this in my last live. So if you heard it, pretend like you ain't heard it, okay? So he was like, hey, talking to this guy, hey man, I got these shoes and blah blah blah, this and this, and this, yeah, I got these shoes, and you're gonna be able to do this, and let me use this for illustration purposes, and yeah, Robert, you got these shoes, and these shoes you're gonna be able to use, and I got these shoes, and you're gonna be able to do this, and do this, and do that, and do this, and I was just listening to him. And he told the guy it was like 350 or 500, something like that. I think it was 350. I about passed out when he said, "Oh Lord." I said, "What?" I said, "I know good and well. Good and well." Thank you so much, lovely Cherokee. Thank you. Thank you. So I know good and well this dude ain't paid no $300 to $500 for no tennis shoes. I promise you. Well, he said, Robert, hey, I knew you was gonna say that, Robert. I knew you was gonna say that before you said something. I knew you was gonna say something, Robert. I knew you was gonna say something. I knew it, but you don't understand, Robert. You're gonna be the first person to be able to get those shoes. You'll have them 2 weeks before everybody. And I just sit back, and the other guy said, oh, for real, give me 2 pair. So he got 2 pair of shoes at $350 or $500. I don't remember the exact price. I think it was $350. So anyway, I said to him, I said, how many shoes you buy? I'm just curious. How many shoes you buy? Now, this is what sold me on Nike. I'm just being real with you. This is when I start buying Nike stock. So how many shoes you buy? Oh, I buy a shoe every time they come out. And the person that stick their tongue out, I buy their shoes every time they come out. And then I buy the LeBrons, I buy this, I buy that, I buy this. They got these new dunks and all that. And he was saying all these shoes, and I was just listening. So I said, you average buy the shoe a week? Yeah. And even if they don't got the shoes, I might buy the same colorway and this, and this. And I'm sitting there just listening to him. 15, 20 minutes talk about shoes. And he was interested in it. I said, let me ask you a question. First question I said, do you have a YouTube channel? Now, there was another person that I talked to who actually told me all this, and they actually started a YouTube channel, and they have a thriving YouTube channel now because they particularly started a YouTube channel about their shoes. So they listened to the advice. But the second part they didn't listen to. They never bought the Nike stock. And me and him had a conversation probably about a year or two ago, and he was like, wow. But anyway, the other person was like, hey, this and this. I said, well, let me ask you a question. If you took $500, not saying this is what you should do, but if you took $500, because you spend money on shoes, right? Yeah. So you took $500 and invested in Nike stock. At this point, Nike stock was $51 a share. You can actually look on the Nike trading chart to make sure my facts are correct, but it's $51 a share. So it's range between 50, 51, 52. So on average, it's $51. So I said, hey, let me ask you a question. If you took that money and you put $500, just not bought 2 pair of shoes, just, because you're already buying shoes, but you took that money and didn't buy 2 pair of shoes and you bought some Nike stock, what would that put you at? So just to say Nike was, just for argument's sake, just for math's sake, okay? Just for math's sake. Let's just say for math's sake, okay? I said you took that $500, you invested it in Nike stock. I'm not an investment advisor giving you investment advice, but you buy Nike. So I'm just saying, just curious if you did that. And you waited 5 to 10 years, what would it be? Now, this is 2011, people. 2011. This is all jokes aside. 2011, okay? 2011. So, yes, lovely. He seems knowledgeable and his spirit seems genuine. I have some stock, but looking for something to invest in. I want to retire in the near future. Big time. Thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate y'all. So, he said, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll do that. And I showed him how to do it. Okay. He set up his account and all this stuff. I didn't say anything else to him about it. Years passed. I saw him out in the streets somewhere, he's at the mall, I saw him out and I said, hey, what's up? And he was talking. I say, hey, man, let me ask you a question. That Nike stuff we talked about? Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I said, hey, did you ever invest in Nike stock? Nah, Rob, I didn't. I said, oh. And he said, what does that mean? At that time, when I said that to him, at that time, Nike was over $100 and some odd a share. He said, what? Say what? Over 125, 150, something like that. That's about 150 a share. That was 2021. It was over 150 a share. So $500 would have got him 10 shares, just, at $50 on average. We got him 10 shares. You do the math. So 10 shares is now worth over $125 a share. You do the math. So ask yourself this question. From 2011 to 2021, that's 10 years. Based on that math. Now, sometimes it went up, sometimes it went down, sometimes it went up. But based on that math, was that something that should have been done? Now, I'm not saying that's what you should do. But remember that list you're writing. You're writing on what's in your house. Now, after you write on what's in your house, then you're going to ask yourself this question. What's the future hold? What's going on in the future? What is going on in the future? Hey, Mr. Wells, on the same page, same sentence. And Robert, in my opinion, definitely genuine and taking his time. Yeah, I appreciate it. I want everybody to get it. So when it comes down to it, once you write down what's in your house, does it have a stock? Does that company have a stock? So you're going to ask, does that company, does it have a stock? Or does it have a stock? So once you do that, you're going to ask, does it have a stock? As you can see, I, kind of messed that one up. So that's why you see this. Okay. Does it have a stock? Does it have a stock? That's what you're going to ask yourself. Does it have a stock? So once you figure out, does it have a stock? Then you're going to ask yourself the questions, should I invest in it? So the should I question, should I? You're going to see some things. And I'm going to show you why I use certain tools and what it is. And, like I said, I'm going to have some videos on this. Okay. I'm going to have some videos on this so I can kind of break it down even more. Okay. Break it down a little bit more simpler so you can actually see it visually. I'm on StreamYard so I can be able to, highlight people's comments and things like that. I could have did a presentation, but to me, when it comes down to presentation, I just wanted to be a little different. Some people do presentation style, some people don't. Let me know if you would like me to do a presentation style. I'll be more than happy to incorporate that on a live in the future. So once you do that, should I invest in it? You're going to write down those companies, okay? And then you're going to ask yourself this question. All right, what company should I invest in? All right. So once you ask that question, what company should you invest in? Does it have a stock? What company should I invest in? So, in my opinion, how much does that company make? How much does that company make? How much does that company make? Well, let me ask you a question in the chat. I'm gonna ask you a question. How much do you think Apple makes? How much do you think Apple makes? Chat, somebody, let me know. Just a guesstimate. You don't have to be right. How much do you think Apple makes? How much do you think Apple makes? I mean, you don't have to be right. How much do you think Apple makes? Just somebody, a random. It could be random. How much do you think Apple makes? Anybody, more than willing. If you don't want to answer, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to throw out a number. If I don't see a number in 30 seconds, I'm gonna let you know. Anybody, randomly. Hey, participation may get you something. Who knows? I'm just letting you know. Participation may be valuable. Trillions. Okay. Trillions. Okay. Well, Apple made pretty much 394 billion in revenue. Made 275, roughly 275 billion by the end of 2022. So you ask yourself this question. Do you think personally, and they got over $40 billion in assets, just cash, capital sitting on the side. Now, here's the question. In a recession, do you think people are still going to be loving their Apple phone? And I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, because what's probably going to happen is Apple going to tell you to play. No, you're fine, Sandra, living your best life. You're living a full life. I'm sorry. I was saying, Sandra, Miss Sandra, what I was saying is, how much do you think Apple makes? But when it comes down to it, you have to ask yourself this question. In a recession, do you think Apple is going to survive with over $40 billion? So here's the question. Could you survive with over $40 billion in cash sitting to the side? Recession happened. Could you survive? The answer is yes. I can survive with over $40 billion in a recession. I can survive. I will survive. Just as long as I have 40 billion, I will stay alive. Yeah, I'll survive. You said I don't have a lovely. That's all. I would have got much more. No, you're right. And probably that's probably revenue. That's probably revenue. Okay. So you're right, lovely. It's probably revenue, how much they made, how much they profited. So when it comes down to it, I'll survive with over $40 billion in a recession. I'm sure most of everyone in this chat could survive with over $40 billion in a recession. So I asked that question. How much do they have? So once I know how much they have, how much cash do they have on hand? Once I know those questions, then I say, should I invest in that company? Now, Miss Wells, I don't have Apple phone, but my 8-year-old does. Mario Grand does. So I say, yes, I will. Exactly. I will. Oh, yeah, most definitely. So then I say, okay, what are they doing? What innovative things are they doing? That's why I asked that question next. So in 5 to 10 years, do I think Apple still will be here? And my personal opinion is yes. In 5 to 10 years, my personal opinion is Apple still will be here. Now they have something called an Apple Savings Plan, and it's like over 4% interest. It's like a credit card for Apple. You can apply for that card; they'll give you over 4%. Some people saying, "Well, I don't know about applying for credit for Apple. I don't know about all that. I don't want to do that. My credit ain't where it needs to be. I don't know about doing all that." You learn with Robert. I ain't gonna apply for no credit with Apple. I don't know about that, and it's okay. So you don't have to apply for that credit for Apple to get that 4%. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Over, let's just say a year ago, Apple is up over 1% over the year. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're probably getting 0.05 percentage on your savings or checking account right now. Most people less than a percent on their checking account. So even over and above your checking and savings account, Apple paid a higher return. Just my opinion. I'm not an investment advisor giving investment advice. 5 years, Apple paid 306%. I guarantee you, I can bet $10 billion right now. Nobody in their checking account got over 305% in their checking account that's in this chat. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you nobody got over 305% in their checking account. I can guarantee that. I know I didn't. In my regular checking and savings account, I didn't get over 305%. It made over the past 6 years, it made over 306%. Now, let's say all Apple made 71,167%. Did you hear what I said? I don't think you heard me. It made over 71,000% over all time. It was in 2008. Apple, 2000 and 1993, it was 44 cents. Did you hear what I said? 2008, Apple was only 2007. Apple was $5. Did you hear what I said? 2007, Apple was $5 a share. Now, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, what in the world? I'm closing my savings after the summer. I'm not telling you to close your savings because I still do believe that you should have savings. I really thought more of Apple exactly. So what I'm saying to you is this: Apple made over 71,000% return all time. Oh my goodness. Let's just say by the time you got in 2008, you only made a 50,000% return. Hey, Cletus. Hey, bud, you hear that? He made over 50,000% return. Hey, bud, you hear that? Do you not understand 50,000%? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Now, I personally think Apple will be here forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Apple will be here forever. Okay. That's just my opinion. So I'm not telling you that you're going to make over a 50,000% return. I'm not telling you you're going to make over 300% return. I'm not even telling you you're going to make 100% return. What I am saying is, I personally don't think that anyone will overtake Apple when it comes to cell phones. And I have both Android and Apple. I do not think, and even if they do, Apple has so much market share. They have so much money. Guess what? I should have invested. That's what a lot of people are going to say with this EV wave. I should have listened to you, learn with Robert. I should have done my homework and studied to show myself approved. It sounds like he knows a little something, something, a little razzle dazzle. Sounds like he knows a little something, something. Tell me something good. You ain't telling me nothing unless you telling me where I can do to help grow myself. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that you love me. I'm telling you this 50,000% return. Man, look, I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. That's like you giving somebody $1 and they say, that dollar you gave me, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars back. What? 50,000 return. So let me help you to understand this. 100% of return on a dollar is another dollar. 200%, is two. You keep going on. So for every dollar you invested, do you not, if you did the research, if you calculated this, break it down like it was a fraction. If you had 10 shares of Apple at $5 a share, do you ought not know? Come on now. Come on now. So what I'm saying to y'all is this. When you figure that out, I get excited when I talk about stuff like that. It just hypes me up because I look at, oh no, I know. Now, yes, you should have an emergency savings account, okay, just in case something happens. They say people should have, 3 to 6 months, even a year of emergency savings. So that is important. However, my personal opinion too is it's important to make sure that you're not just saving your money, because I can have this dollar. This dollar is back here. That dollar shows it was backed by gold and silver at one point, and it's no longer backed by that. No longer, it's just backed by the fact that we say it's a good. Oh, it's a good dollar. You'll be okay with this dollar. What I'm saying to you is this: you ask yourself a question, and for the people here, I'm about to give you some secret sauce. Okay, if you want some secret sauce, type secret in the chat. Type secret in the chat if you want some secret sauce. Type secret in the chat if you want some secret sauce. I'm about to give y'all something secret. Yep. Savings can be overrated. Yep, I agree. But if you want some secret sauce, type secret, type secret, type secret, type secret. Or, if you don't want to type secret, press 7 in the chat. There you go. If you type secret or press 7 if you want the secret sauce. Secret. Okay. Secret. Okay. I see secret in here. Okay. Y'all want to hear the secret? Secret. 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 Okay. You want the secret sauce? Okay. Y'all want the secret sauce? Okay. I had more people. Okay. People said secret sauce. Okay. So since you want the secret sauce, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Y'all, anybody else? Oh, okay. We got some more. Oh, some more people want a secret. Okay. Y'all, my little secret. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Give y'all a secret sauce. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all some secret sauce. All right. So I'm waiting on some other people to say they want secret. Oh, y'all want a secret sauce? Okay, yeah. Give me a secret. What's the difference? What is the difference? You learn, Robert. Give me some secret. Give me the secret. Give me the secret. I see some people saying they want secrets. You want secret. You want secret. Okay. So I'm gonna give y'all a secret. It ain't as hard as we think it is. It ain't as hard as we think it is. It's not as hard as we think it is. And that's not the secret, but it's not as hard as we think it is. See, all these people make it to the point where we think that it's so hard. They make it so hard, so we won't do it as little people here. The top 1%, is so hard. Tell the peasants it's hard. So make it hard for them so they won't do it. It's hard. Remember that movie said, show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. He was yelling, say it loud. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. He was yelling, show me the money. He was yelling, show me the money. He was yelling, show me the money. You got to follow the money. All right. Guess what? There's a company called BlackRock. Black, like the color of my skin. Well, I'm brown, but BlackRock. BlackRock. There's a company called BlackRock. Okay. The C word, rock, black, BLAC, like you like your coffee black, Black Rock. All right. So, yep, exactly. And there you go. You know it. There's a company called BlackRock. Exactly. BlackRock. On your own leisure, don't do it now. Know of the company. Guess what? BlackRock actually owns a lot of assets. And there's called institutional buyers and regular people who don't buy. So the non-institutional buyers, institutional and just regular people. BlackRock is an institution. BlackRock got some money. And the secret sauce is this. BlackRock, you kind of look and see what BlackRock is investing. And you ask yourself the question, is it something that I should invest in? Is BlackRock there? There you go. You like your coffee black. So BlackRock, you see what BlackRock is. And you see if BlackRock is there. And then 9 times out of 10, that's an institutional investor. That's somebody who got a lot of money. Most people who, just us, the regular consumer buyers, we don't make that, that much money or that many assets. But when BlackRock is in a company, you probably can say, um, yeah, that's probably something I need to take a look at. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Look. Check this out. BlackRock has under 318 quadrillion assets under management. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? 3.18 3.18 quadrillion. 3.18 quadrillion. Quadrillion dollars. Quadrillion. A quadrillion dollars under management. Do you not hear what I'm saying? Yes. 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 Now my computer, when I said it was funny. When I said that, now my computer want to pop up something I ain't never seen on my computer before. They say, "Oh, you giving them secret sauce. You giving these people the secret sauce." So if you're giving them the secret sauce, oh man, you're giving them the secret sauce. You're giving these people the secret sauce. So it popped up. My computer popped up something I ain't never seen before. Ain't never seen before in my computer. I said, "What is this?" When I said a quadrillion, it popped up like, "What? Hold up, timeout, technical foul. You told him too much. Technical. Let's throw the challenge flag. He told him too much." Exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. $680.94. But I'm gonna give you some more secrets, okay? I'm gonna give you some more secrets. There's a person named Warren Buffett, and if you're not familiar with Warren Buffett, guess what? And this is for the people who are in the bushes too. Warren Buffett is an investor, and guess what? 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 Guess what about Warren Buffett? Do anybody know who Warren Buffett is? If you know who Warren Buffett is, if you know who Warren Buffett is, say yes. If you know who Warren Buffett is, say yes. You heard of him, okay? You heard of him. If you know who Warren Buffett is, if you heard of him, say yes. If you heard of Warren Buffett, I see one person say you heard of him. Warren Buffett has a company called Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Sandra, if you looked up the share price of BlackRock, but Warren Buffett is over a company called Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway. That company is spelled BERKSHIREHATHAWAY. Berkshire Hathaway. That's how the company is spelled. I'm going to post it in the chat. Berkshire Hathaway. That's how the company is spelled. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett, that company. If you looked at the share price of that, you probably pass out. I don't want nobody to pass out right now. Okay? I don't want nobody to pass out. But the stock price, I'm just gonna put the stock price in the chat. I'm just gonna help y'all out for a second. Okay? I'm gonna help y'all out for a second. I'll just show this. That's the stock share price for one stock. One stock. That's the share price. So if you think that's something, one thing is something. So what I do is this. I see what BlackRock is. I see, yeah, exactly. I see what BlackRock is. Yeah. I told y'all, I got y'all. Okay. I see what BlackRock is. I look and see what Berkshire Hathaway is. And another person I like is Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods. A lot of people, she's a female investor. She has a fund called ARK Invest. Kathy Wood. I like Kathy Wood. I like Kathy Wood. She came in the game. A lot of men didn't like it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. A lot of men didn't like her because she came in the game hard. Everybody like, where did she come from? Where did she come from? They was talking junk about Kathy Wood, saying all this. She had a large fund when before everything kind of went down. Kathy Wood. She has a fund called ARK, ARK, ARK and if you know, I like Ark, like Noah's Ark. I like Ark. All right, Kathy Woods has a fund, okay? And the thing about Kathy Woods is this. Kathy, I call her Kathy Woods. It's Kathy Wood. Thing about Kathy Wood is this. Thing I like about her, um, I sit up there and watch some of the things. Okay. I say, okay, where is Berkshire Hathaway going? Where is Warren Buffett going when it relates to Berkshire Hathaway? And where's Kathy Woods going? She has a stock. She has ETFs, which is called ETFs. So they're ETFs. It's like a pool of stocks. Okay. She has certain ETFs like ARK W. She has ARK, ARKK. That's like innovation fund. And the ARK W is the next generation fund. And what I do is I just want to see what's in those particular stocks. What does she have? And there's a lot of institutional people that would do stuff. Robert, you're not a hater. Giving her props. I love that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So got to give her a props. She's a phenomenal woman. I like what she does as it relates to stock market. I'm just gonna give people their flowers. So she has a fund, okay, and she has a lot of different funds. But here's the thing: I'm only one person. You're only one person, but we have a whole slew of people who have billions of dollars to just do research. They have billions of dollars just to do research. And yes, I've invested in some of her funds. I don't, so just keep in mind, I have. I'm not saying that you should, and that's what you should do. But I look and say, oh, I like this stock. Oh, this is in my portfolio already. Okay, I already knew about this. So a lot of stuff I already knew when it came to ETFs and all this stuff. A lot of companies I looked and I already had that it was just like a second thumbs up for me when I saw that BlackRock was in it, that I saw that Berkshire Hathaway was in it, that I saw what Kathy Wood was in it. That was just a different thumbs up, a different, oh, it's like checks and balances. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Some men do instead of trying to see how they can come up. Exactly. And that's why I said, I'm not hating. Everybody should have a mama. If you don't know your mama and you were adopted, guess what? You had a mama who birthed you. No matter if you think that was an accident or not, you had a mama who birthed you. So guess what? You can't hate on women. Can't hate on women. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. So just saying. But I look at that when I look at something and I do some research and I'm looking up my stuff. I do my research first. How much do they make? How much assets do they have? And then I say, you know what? Once I do that, then I go do some other research. Who else is in these stocks? Who else are in these stocks? What other companies are in these stocks? Who else are talking about these stocks? After I do my own due diligence, because I don't want to be swayed by a particular opinion. I don't want Kathy Wood to say, "Oh, this is this," or Warren Buffett, or Berkshire Hathaway, or the Berkshire Hathaway or BlackRock. I don't want them to just sway my opinion based on something. I want to do my research first. Once I do my research, then I go as a next step to see, okay, are they invested in this as well? What was that stock again? Which stock? You talking about the Kathy Wood? Kathy Wood, she has a company called ARK, A-R-K. Kathy Wood has a company called ARK, A-R-K, 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 A-R-K. So Kathy Wood has ARK, A-R-K. And when it comes down to her stock, she has different ETFs. She has ARKK, ARKK. ARKKK. Now, I'm not talking about the clan, okay? So I don't want anybody to come for me in the chat. It's ARKKK. That's ARK Innovation ETF, and ARK Next Generation is ARKW, okay? So the total worth, they pretty much purchased more shares of Tesla. They purchased more shares of Tesla. So for me, I was like, I like Tesla stock. I've been talking about Tesla stock since it was low. And a lot of people, oh, you're welcome. A lot of people were saying, oh, you crazy. Tesla's not going to be anything. Same people were talking about Tesla's not going to be anything. It was like, man, Rob, how much Tesla stock did you buy? That's none of your business. The question is, how much did you buy? Okay. Now, here's the cool part about it. I don't know if anybody caught some of my shorts or some of the videos. I see a lot of people who are repeat people, but I don't know if you caught this. Did you catch in one of my shorts when I talked about what's called a tiny share or a fractional share. Did anybody caught that? If you caught that, if you saw a short or a video where I talked about a tiny share or a fractional share, press 8 in the chat. If you caught that, and if you didn't, it's okay. If you didn't, it's okay. But if you did, when I talked about it was a short or video, I talked about a tiny share or a fractional share. If you caught that, push 8 in the chat. If you caught it, press 8 in the chat. If you caught it, press 8 in the chat. If you caught it, press 8 in the chat. So I talked about a tiny share or a fractional share. And what I'm doing is taking off my bottled water tablet because they're not paying me for anything. Just saying. Hey, Miss Sandra, just drinking some water. And by the way, no company I've mentioned are not paying me anything anyway. So when it comes down to it, I talked about a fractional share or a tiny share, okay? Robert, I'm going to start commenting. This is my first live stream. It's okay. I appreciate you. No, don't stop. Keep starting. Do your thing. First day back online. Oh man, you are a fighter. You got this. You are well. You are alive. Your immune system will line up to what it needs to be. One thing I found out, as you see, I'm drinking some water. If you hear me, I'm a little stopped up. I got off dairy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love cheese. That's the thing that gets me. I don't drink any milk anymore. I drink almond milk or coconut milk. But that cheese, oh my goodness, that cheese gets me. When it comes to cheese pizza, I'm telling y'all, everything else, I done cut off a lot of stuff from my diet. So when I eat cheese, if you hear me, I'm a little stopped up. So I understand. You're gonna be okay, Miss Tamika. I got you. You got this. You got this. You got this. Another thing, I'm gonna make a video on this. I've been taking something called sea moss, SEA moss, sea moss, sea moss. They have some that is pool grown, so be careful when you are buying sea moss. I only buy from 2 or 3 reputable suppliers. I don't be buying from all these other places because I don't know where they got their sea moss from. I'm going to do a video on sea moss. I've been taking sea moss for years. So I'll be doing a video on sea moss. Sea moss is I understand that I try not to do dairy. Sea moss is, if you don't know, sea moss has a lot of minerals that your body has in it. It has a lot of minerals. It actually is one of the worlds. It has more minerals in that particular sea moss than most anything. Okay. Now I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that, but what sea moss does, it is something that reduces inflammation, things of that nature, mucus in your body, things of that nature. So when it comes down to it, me taking sea moss, things like that, it kind of allows me the opportunity to get rid of some of this mucus. So I don't drink milk. Can't think of the last time. I understand. I do. So yes, a lot of people gotten sea moss wagon. Have to be careful. Oh yeah, definitely. Sea moss, there's some pool grown sea moss from overseas, and people have grown it in pools. That is not the right thing. It's not the right sea moss. It is fake. You have to be careful because a lot of these places are not doing what they need to do. And that's the reason why I order from a lot of reputable suppliers, a lot of different reputable suppliers I know, because I kind of look at them both, look at all 3 of them. So I'll be doing a video on that and how you make it and things like that. I need to make some now. My nose is stuffy too. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be doing a video on that. I'll probably try to do it this weekend. I'll be doing a video this weekend on sea moss because I have some in stock, and I'll be making a video and show you how it's supposed to look and things like that. What you need to do. Okay, so I'll be doing a video on that. I think that particularly helps. But like I said, you have to be careful. It's good, and you definitely must be really careful. Definitely. I mix it in my spaghetti. I don't eat meat anymore. If you don't know, I'm pescatarian. The thing that gets me is more or less the dairy when it comes to cheese. That's the thing that I have not been able to shake, and I'm not going to tell you what they say. Cheese is an addictive property. They say cheese is addictive. But going back to what I was saying. So when I look at BlackRock, when I look at ARK, Kathy Wood, when I look at Warren Buffett, when I look at the different things they're doing, when I look at the different things that they're doing and the other companies are doing, uh, Berkshire Hathaway, when I look at all that, then after I've made my decisions on what I want, then I see if those companies are investing in that stock. Okay. And once I do that, I say, okay, wow. Welcome in everyone who just came in. I say, wow, that company's doing this. And once I do that, then I say, okay, that's particularly good stock. They had so much. So looking at it, Kathy Wood increased her holdings in Tesla. That makes me happy as a shareholder of Tesla. So I talked about welcome in all the new people. Welcome in, welcome in. I talked about when it comes down to it, I talked about the actual places that you can invest stock in. Okay. One place I found that allowed you the opportunity to invest in what's called fractional shares was Robinhood. Robinhood. A lot of people don't like Robinhood because they were mad. Robinhood didn't allow them to invest when they wanted to invest and things of that nature. Me personally, I've been in Robinhood for the longest. I've had Robinhood account for the longest. I like Robinhood. But when it comes down to it, one of the reasons because they were the first person that stopped the actual commission fee trading. So there's a lot of companies that charge you a commission. So what a commission is if you invest in one share or a million shares, they charge you a fee. Okay. They say, hey, and we're going to charge you $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, $8.99, whatever. They charge you a fee. Robinhood came in the game. They did not charge people fees for investing. And a lot of companies got mad at that. Then a lot of companies went to not charging a fee. And then when Robinhood dropped down in price, their share price dropped down, then they went back to, oh, we're going to charge you a fee because they thought Robinhood was going to go out of business. I'm loyal to a fault. Robinhood has been good as it relates to a trading account. So I like Robinhood. One of the reasons they were the first person to allow the opportunity to do fractional shares. Now they have a lot of stocks that you can invest in. More people, like 90, I would say 98% of the stocks that you want to invest in, Robinhood has 98%. Um, Maybe that 2%, and maybe like a penny stock that's very new or a new stock that they no longer carry, that may not allow you the opportunity to invest in that stock, and they'll let you know. So that's why I like Robinhood. Now, I talked about Berkshire Hathaway, and believe it or not, I remember I said, you know what, Berkshire Hathaway, when it was lower, every time it goes lower. So remember, we talked about earlier. I'm going to go back a little bit. We talked about the heat map and red being negative and green being positive, meaning it gained money. Red lost money, green gained money. But it all depends on where you are in that position. Meaning, if you got in 5, 6 years ago, even though it's in red, doesn't mean it lost money. If you got in yesterday at a higher price, that means you probably lost money, but you didn't lose money. You don't lose money till you sell or the company goes out of business worthless. So I asked myself, what is the probability of Apple going worthless? Something the world's going to end, in my opinion, before Apple goes worthless. Just my opinion. I'm not an investment advisor giving investment advice. But I do what I need to do. I need to do what I need to do, and I invest in certain companies. Like, for instance, let's be honest. How many of you in the chat have $496,000 or $497,000 to invest in one share of Berkshire Hathaway? How many people in the chat? How many people in the chat? I don't see. I don't think anybody. I may have one person that I know that could do that. One person in my chat that could do that. I'm not going to put the person out. One person that could invest in one share. But here's the question: would you want to do that? No. So thing I like about fractional shares. Thing I like about fractional shares is this. I like the fact that fractional shares allow you the opportunity to invest a portion, a tiny amount. Guess what? I actually have fractional shares of Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, that's right. I bought some fractional shares of Berkshire Hathaway. Now, I'm not telling you this is what you should do. Every time I'm saying something, don't think that you should do exactly what you learn what Robert does. Robert, a YouTuber, or anybody else who's having something about stocks that you may have heard, somebody on YouTube, for somebody on the bus, somebody at your job. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm saying this is what I did. I said, Warren Buffett, the largest investor in the world. I, I'm gonna invest some money in his company, and I got a fractional share. I couldn't invest 469,000 at the time, but guess what? I'm gonna invest some money in his company because I appreciate what he's done for the investing community. That sounds better. A fraction, exactly. So I invested a piece, a fraction, a piece. It depends on you. That's what I did when it went lower. I wrote down the price. So for right now, I want y'all to write down this price, that number that I put in the chat, $469,000. If you can, if you're able to write down $469,000, $469,000. Write that down in the chat. Excuse me. Write that down in your pad or pen, and write the date. Today's date is April 22nd, 422. Today's date is April 22nd. So write it down. Say Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway. Write it down. Berkshire Hathaway. And I'm looking for that. Berkshire Hathaway. 469,000. Excuse me, 496,404. I apologize, everyone. $496,404.97. Write that down. And then put the date. And I'm telling you, this is what I do. Okay. This is what I do. And this is why I do this. Okay. This is why I do this. This is why I do this. So I can go back and look. Because a lot of times we put stuff on our phone. You know how much stuff that's in your phone that you never go back and look at? You never go back and look at it. It sounds great, but if it's on a pad and piece of paper, I write it down. I have notebook papers all over the house, notebook pads all over the house. I write stuff down. Right here is a vision board. I sent someone a picture of my vision board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vision boards on my wall, and some of the stuff has stock stuff on it. And I've written it down, and I wrote certain things. Okay. That's what I did. I did it for a reason. Okay. So when it comes down to it, I want you to write down $496,404.97. If you're in the position or the ability, if you can write, do that. If you're able to write, do that. Okay. If you're not in a position to write, I do too as well. Lovely. I prefer my pad and pen. I do too. So I want you to write that $496,404.97. I want you to write today's date, which is 4/22, 2023. 4/22, 2023. All right. Also, now this is your homework. Okay. This is some homework. Okay. This is some homework. Okay. Okay. Homework. Okay. Not hard homework. This is homework. That was Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock. Okay. Now, Berkshire Hathaway has Class B stock. They have a Class B stock. The Class B stock is $324.33. The Class B stock is 320. I'll put it in the chat. Berkshire Hathaway is $324. Class B, 324.33. That's Class B. All right. So what's the difference between Class A and Class B? Some stocks have the ability. It just all depends on the company, okay? Some stocks have the ability when it comes down to it. Class A shares give you more voting rights and power. Class B shares give you least voting rights and power, okay? Class A stocks give you more voting rights and power. Class B stocks give you least. Now, some companies, Class B shares give you no voting rights. So you have to figure out what the company's offering. So I'm not going to tell you every company is the same, okay? Because I've had companies that you get you have no voting rights, okay? So Class B stock, Berkshire Hathaway Class B is $324.33. If you look at 1 day, it's 0.22%. The 5 days is 1.23%. The past month is 8.70%. The 6 month is 12.82%. Year to date, it's up 4.65%. 1 year, it says in a year period of time, it's down 3.75%. The 5 year is up 64%. The maximum value that is all it's been in existence, Class B, is up 1,251%. So Remember, I was talking about 5 to 10 years for the most part. You're going to have a better portion. So once you're writing that down, okay, I want you to write down Apple. Write down Apple. 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 Apple stock ticker is AAPL. Now I'm going to go back and tell you the stock ticker for Berkshire Hathaway Class A and B later, okay? AAPL is Apple. That's the stock ticker. AAPL. It's 165.02, okay? And there's a reason why I'm telling you to write down these numbers, okay? There's a reason. There's a method to the madness, okay? There's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness. So once you write down that, now Berkshire Hathaway Class B stock, all you have to do is, it's BRK.B. That's the stock ticker, BRK.B. Now, I'm not telling you these stocks you should invest in. I'm not telling you, hey, you should invest in these stocks. That's not the reason for me doing this. I'm showing you how to research, okay? I'm giving you, remember, this is not, a lot of people on YouTube will tell you the what, and then they'll sell you a course. I have a course. I have a book. I'm trying to give you the book. I'm trying to help you, okay? Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock is BRK.A. BRK.A. All right. So you wrote down Apple. You write down Berkshire Hathaway. Nike. 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 There you go. Exactly. So Nike. Write down Nike. Nike stock ticker is NKE. NKE. All right. Nike stock ticker is NKE. It is 422. The actual year to date, as it is right now, it is $125.53. 125.53. 125.53. 125.53. That's how much. $125.53. That's how much Apple is as of now. All right. I talked about Tesla on today's live. Tesla stock ticker TSLA. TSLA. Tesla. TSLA. The price as of now is $165.08. $165.08. $165.08. Tesla. That's how much it is right now. All right. So I'm telling you this because I want, you got to study to show yourself approved. Go ahead and study. Get yourself together. I'm writing this, having you to write this down for a reason. I do this. This is what I do. I have something that I write down. I write it down. I look at it. I write down the price. Was that Nike? Okay, let me go back to Nike. Nike, yes. Nike. 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 The stock ticker is NKE. Yes, that's 125.53. Yes, Nike was 125.53. Yes, lovely. 125.53. That is Nike. You're correct. So what I do, you write the date. You write the price. And then if you decide to invest, you write your entry price. What price did you get in at? So what I normally do, generally, here's another secret. Even the push people. I'm going to give you another secret. The other secret is this. Generally speaking, on Monday and Fridays or a day before a holiday, the stock generally will go up or down. Okay? Generally. And generally on Fridays, most of the time, 60%, in my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? Don't take it as fact. You have to do your research and look at this. Generally speaking, on a Friday, especially after lunch, most investors take their money out when they're day traders. Day traders are people who have a certain amount of assets above that rate, and they can go in and out of a stock as many times as they want. We're not going to talk about day trading today because, personally speaking, there's some people who day trade. For the most part, people who trade over long periods, in my opinion, make more money than day traders. That's just my opinion. If you're picking the right thing, my opinion, okay? So most day traders take their money out on a Friday or a Monday. Generally speaking, especially on a Friday. On a Friday, 6% of the time, you're going to notice the stock may decrease because uh, there may be, oh, I understand. Definitely. I understand. I understand. Definitely. Take it easy. Most day traders take their money out because there could be some news that comes out. It could be negative or positive news. Some day traders don't want their money in if there's a negative news that will affect the profits they made for the week. Okay. So I'm telling you something. If you're new to investing, the rule that I used was I want to get in lower than everybody's able to get in. Okay. If that Nike stock is 125 some change, I look at Nike and I say, okay, if I was to invest it now, I say, okay, Nike is this. And maybe you don't like Nike. Maybe you like Adidas. Adidas has a stock. Puma has a stock. Under Armour has a stock. Asics has a stock. So I'm not telling you these are the stocks you must invest in. That's so I'm just letting you know, okay? But I say, okay, if I wanted to invest in Nike, can I get in under $125.53? And generally speaking, on a Friday after lunch, you're going to be able to get in under at a decent price because most people are going to take some money out of the stock market. Most people are going to take some money out of the stock market on a Friday. Okay. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do that. A lot of secret sauce. I appreciate you, Rob. Anytime, anytime, anytime. Appreciate you all as well. So, a lot of people take their money out of the market. Guess what? If I'm looking to get in a stock at a decent price, that's what I want to put some money in when it's lower. I don't want to be at the top of a stock price. I don't want to be at the top of the stock. So when I'm looking at a chart, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. Okay. I'll be doing some live. Remember, we're taking it from the basics. Everybody who's with me on this, we're going from the basics and we're going to climb up. A lot of people like to get you to the top of the Empire State Building and then just jump off the bridge or jump off the Empire State Building with the parachute. So for the YouTube algorithm, I'm talking about a metaphor of someone jumping off the Empire State Building with a parachute, not to hurt themselves with a parachute. Okay. So for the YouTube algorithm and for the people who go back in this is not to hurt someone. Okay. So just to be sure, let's preface this clearly. So going back to what I was saying, a lot of people like to give you all the information, like give you all the information and then be gone. Oh, I got a course you can buy. I do have a course you can buy, but guess what? We're not talking about that right now. I'm trying to give you something because guess what? I'm trying to give you something for a reason. I'm trying to give you something for a reason. I'm trying to give you something for a reason. Okay. And then you're going to be able to take this information and digest this information. Okay. You're going to be able to take this information and digest the information and come back next time I go live and be able to ask questions. You say, oh, well, I figured this out for the week. You learn, Robert. What about this for the week? That's the whole point of these lives. Okay. The whole point is to help everyone grow. The whole point. I want everyone in this chat to this time next year be a lot better of where they were. And then 5 years from now, be a lot better. 10 years from now, be, oh, I remember that first live. That's the whole point. The whole point is for everybody to win. It's not fun you winning. You ever been to a place on a trip with a lot of people and some people didn't have any money and some people had money? I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been on both sides of the coin where I didn't have a dollar to my name. I was just on the trip because everyone was on the trip. And I was just like, I can't, yeah. We go in here. Oh, okay, I just go. You know what? Nah, I can't do it. I've been on the other side where I was the one with money and people didn't have. So I've been on both sides of the coin. So too much at one time. I call them fast talkers. Exactly. Well, they're fast talkers. They're trying to get out information, but they're not trying to explain it. And some people don't understand. I can give you all the information and just boo 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 and just hit you with information real hard and real fast. I can do that, and all the information you have, just sit up there and just do hit you with information. And guess what was going to happen? You'll walk out more confused or saying, "Oh, I need this person." It's not the point. There's going to be a point in time where I'm going to say, "Hey, this is this price." Okay, so just letting everybody know, I'm giving you the information. Okay. I'm hoping that you just hear me clearly. I'm hoping you take the information and regurgitate it, because I'm not going to always give people my book for free. I'm not always going to give people a copy of my ebook for free. That's not going to always happen. I'm not going to always say, here, go to this link and here's my ebook for free. I'm not always going to do that. I'm not always going to say, oh, you can have this, you can have that. I'm trying to give it to you now. So take heed. I'm telling you, please understand why you are able to get it. Because a lot of times people will take free and they don't take value. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who got free information and never took any ownership of free. That's why people charge, because a lot of times people don't take ownership of free. They don't. Like I said, I'm not trying to charge you anything. So keep that in mind. I'm not trying to charge you anything. But when I do, I'm going to let you know this is the cost. And trust me, when I tell you the cost, you're probably going to say, oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pay this because he's given us so much. I'm going to pay this. I'm not telling you it's going to be next week, 6 months, a year. It all depends on when God tells me, everything. Together, we break change productions. Hello, friend. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on? So I'm letting you know why you are in here. Learn the information. Get your pad and pen. Write it down. Get information. Write it down. It's very important. I'm trying to warn you why it's here. Write it down. Get the information. Take notes. Regurgitate the information. Understand. Because like I said, a lot of times people get free. They don't value free because free, oh, it's just free. It didn't cost you nothing. It didn't cost you the sweat and tears it cost me. It didn't cost you the late nights up watching different stations. It didn't cost you that. So free, oh, it's no value. It's just free. He just talking just to talk. A lot of people don't understand that. It's cost me a lot to get there. To give you this information, it cost me a lot. It cost me a lot of time. It cost me a lot of resources. It cost me friends, to be real, because I was more concerned with studying this stuff than, hanging out with people and stuff like that. I was focused. So it cost me something. Okay. So just understand there's a cost to everything. So understand, hear me clearly. While this information is at no cost, please take advantage of it. Please do that. Take advantage of it, okay? So, when it comes down to it, giving you some secret sauce, and together we break chains. Feel free to go back and view some information on this live, because it's a lot of meat and potatoes, okay? A lot of meat and potatoes. Robert, just know you've done your part at the end. Exactly, and that's the thing. I'm here to do my part, and I'm not gonna when it comes down to it, I'm not going to be upset when God says, okay, it's time to charge something. Hello, welcome everyone who come in. And the bush people, the people who came in the bushes, welcome, welcome, welcome. So when it comes down to it, I'm not going to be upset when it's time to charge. There's a time and a place for everything, okay? So when you've done all that, when you've written down the price of the stock, you've written down the price of the stock, you put the date down, you put the amount you got in of the stock, and the amount of shares you had, or the fraction. If it's a fraction, just put fractional, and you've written that down. You put that information down. So next time you look at that stock, you know. Lovely is saying hello. Together we break chains. So you know where you got in at there, okay? You know where you've got in. Now, when it comes, we talked about a lot of stuff today. If you learned something, let me know. If you learned something in the chat, type 8. If you learned something in the chat, type 8. If you haven't learned anything in the chat, type nothing. If you learned anything, type the number 8. If you learned anything in the chat, type the number 8. Official J Mia, what's going on with you? Official J Mia, hello, 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 hello. How are you? Official J Mia saying hello to everyone. So if you learned something in the chat, type the number 8. 8. Okay, I see 8. I see an 8. I see 8. Okay, so some people have learned. So the people coming in, people are telling you they've learned something in the chat. They learned something. And they're not just saying this. They're not just saying this because I said type this number, type that. They've actually learned something in the chat. They've actually learned something. Okay. So once you do that, then you say, okay, I'm going to get in at this price. All right. And that I'm well. I will watch the replay. Oh, most definitely. Official Jamia, lovely, is saying hello. So yeah. So once you figure out, hey, Miss Wells says hello, Official Jamia. So once you do that, you know. Together we break James Production and say hello, everybody. A dozen of roses to you all. So yeah, once you do that, you sit back and you say, okay, this is where I got in. This is how many shares or the fractional shares I've gotten. And you watch. You look at the information. You say, okay, what do I want to do next? And you move on to the next thing. Now they have something. Some people are saying, well, maybe I don't want to invest. I invest in both ETFs, which is like a pool of stocks, and individual stocks. So I call it double dipping sometimes because the ETF may have the stock that you invest in, and the ETF is just a pool of stocks. They have different ETF funds. So we'll talk about that at a later date. Okay. So when it comes down to it, I sit up there and do what I got to do. Now, here's the easiest thing. I talked to you earlier, and I told you that everybody has something in their house that has a stock. If you look at a product in your house, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 or 8 out of 10, that product has a stock or a stock attached to it or a stock that could be attached to it somewhere down the road when it comes down to it. Okay. So you got to ask yourself this question. Once you do all that and you do your research and things like that, then you invest. Then you ask yourself this question: what do you want to do next? Okay. What do you want to do next? Now we talked about a lot of stuff. I'm going to talk about one more particular stock, and this stock is called Procter and Gamble. This stock is called Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble. I will write it down in the chat. And I talked about it in one of my lives before. And I've talked about it in a short before, if I'm not mistaken. Official Jamia says, hello, together we break chains. Hi. So I talked about it before. Talked about it before. Talked about it before. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. Talked about it before. So Procter and Gamble is a stock. Now you're probably wondering, what in the world is Procter and Gamble? Some of you probably already know if you've been in this live before or been in a live that I've done. What is Procter and Gamble? What is it? Procter and Gamble. I guarantee you that 90% of you in this chat have something that Procter and Gamble has as a brand. I guarantee you. Okay, I'm going to mention a brand. And if you have something that Procter and Gamble owns or a product that they have, write the number 10 in the chat. Just write 10, okay? So, All Good Diapers, Charlie Banana Diapers, Love's Diapers, Ninja Diapers, Pampers. Now we're talking about fabric care. Bounce, Cheer, Ariel, Downy, Drift, Era, Gain, Rodex, Tide. Now we're going to talk about family care. Bounty, Charmin Puffs. Now for my beautiful young women who have feminine care. Always Discreet, Jest, Tampax, the L. This is L. For my fellas who got a shave, Braun, Gillette, Joy Plus Glee, the Art of Shaving, Venus. For hair care, for the people who have hair care, Pantene, Old Spice, My Black is Beautiful, Aussie, Head and Shoulders, Herbal Essence, Home Care. Now, if you have any of these products, type 10 in the chat. Home Care, Microbond, 24-hour cleaning, Gain, Febreze, Dawn, Cascade, Ambry Purr, Swiffer, Mr. Clean, Salvo, Zevo. So those are some of the products. They still have a lot more products. Oh, I got to go to Oral Care. I got to go to Oral Care. Hello, Miss T with the T. How are you? What's up? So I see tens in the chat. So yeah, what we're saying, I've been talking about Procter and Gamble. So if you have some of Procter and Gamble's products, type 10 in the chat. I'm going to talk about some more of the products because I guarantee you some of y'all should have some of these products. I promise you. If you don't have some of these products, I'm gonna be like, okay. And if you haven't used it, I'm gonna be kind of weird, especially this next one. Scope, Crest, Fident, Oral B. Now I know some of y'all done use some of those products. Personal health care, Vicks Vapor Rub, Pepto-Bismol, Clear Blue, Metamucil, Align Probiotic, Clear Brew, ZQuil, Skincare, Old Spice, Native, Ivory, Gillette, Safeguard, Olive Olay, Secret. I guarantee you, in this chat, Robert, I only grew up with P&G. Exactly. 10. Definitely. Sandra, hello, Miss T with the T. So I guarantee you, Procter and Gamble, everybody in this chat for the most part has something that Procter and Gamble owns. Everybody in this chat has something Procter and Gamble has in their possession. I guarantee you, in my office, I have something that Procter and Gamble owns just in my office. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, like, you know what? I bought this deodorant, Native. I literally didn't even know this was owned by Procter and Gamble. I didn't know. Wow. That's funny. It's deodorant, Native. It's a organic deodorant, free of all that, stuff they put in and lead and all that stuff. So you're probably wondering, why is he talking about Procter and Gamble? That's why. So I saw a lot of 10s in the chat. We saw a lot of people talking about 10. They put 10, not 10, the person 10. We talking about 10 in the chat if you got something that Procter and Gamble has. Procter and Gamble brands. So I guarantee you some of the people had some of the stuff. That's what we talked about, okay? Hey, Sandra. So I hope the little one is having fun at that prom or had fun at the prom. Miss T with the T. Motivation from the weightlifting geek. What's up? What's up? What up? So we're talking about certain brands. So Procter and Gamble. We talked about all the brands Procter and Gamble owns. Now I guarantee you, we talked about certain things, and I guarantee you, you have bought something, you know somebody who has something that Procter and Gamble owns, and you've done what you've had to do as it relates to having something that they have. Procter and Gamble stock price is $156.07. For the people coming in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in the bush people, welcome in the people in the bushes as well. Motivation, the weightlifting geek is typing, driving, but the bush is listening, fam. Oh, I understand. That's why I say hello to the bush people. I understand motivation. I do. Miss Wells, motivation to say hello. And a lot of people don't understand why I say hello and say all this stuff that people are saying. Hi, motivation. Because just like motivation is driving and somebody's driving, I say what's going on and who said what because somebody may be driving or in a position where they could not touch anything. Okay. So the people, if you can do it, take a notepad and a pen and write stuff down because this information is valuable. It's something that's going to help you. So going back to Procter and Gamble brands, the stock ticker is stock ticker. We're going to write it down. Let me see. It's PG. Stock ticker PG. Procter and Gamble. Today's date is 4/22. The stock price is $156.07. $156.07. Now that you have some related stocks is Unilever. Unilever is related. Nestle, Johnson and Johnson's, PepsiCo. Those are related stocks too. But we're going to talk about soda. So a lot of us soda people. Hey, Nets V in the building. Thank you, Nets V. Nets V been a trooper. What's up? So Ohio Gazayama still. So yes, when it relates to Nets, when it relates to it, you have something in your house. Now, I'm about to get real deep. Now, especially it's cookout season in some places, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So where your sodas at? It is getting so hot. We got to bring our water out. So yeah, it's water, y'all. It's just water, okay? So yeah, we're going to bring our water out, okay? So when it comes down to it with our water and our sodas, I guarantee you 99% of the people in this chat have drinking a water or a soda from these new brands. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. We're going to talk about two brands that has, and I'm sure you know about this company that I'm about to mention. And I'm sure some of you may not know about the particulars of this company. PepsiCo. That's PepsiCo. C-O, PepsiCo. And the ticker is PEP. The price of PepsiCo is $185.41 as of 4/21, 2022. Okay. Now, here's the thing. All right. PepsiCo. We want to know what we want to know. We want to know what particulars PepsiCo has. So we're going to look up PepsiCo brands. So what brands does PepsiCo have? And all the people who can type in the chat, if I mention a brand that you like or a brand that you buy of PepsiCo, if I mention it, do me a favor, type 20 in the chat. If there's a brand that you have of PepsiCo or a brand that you like, type 20 in the chat. And some of you, here's the funny part about it. Some of you are not going to know what brands. They're not going to know that they had, oh, I didn't know that that was PepsiCo brand. I didn't know. I didn't know PepsiCo had this. I didn't know. Some of you are not going to know that PepsiCo had that particular brand. Okay. You're not going to know. And I'm telling you why, because some of these brands, I was like, oh, wow, they bought that company. I didn't. Certain companies, when I just looked this up, certain companies, I was like, wow, Robert, I have to write back on it now. The back of it now. That's what I'm talking about. Take notes. That's what I'm talking about. Lovely charity. Note takers are action takers. Note takers are action takers. Note takers. 20. Yep, you already wrote 20. Lays exactly. Yeah, buddy. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Lay's potato chips. Right there. Everybody should have wrote 20 in the chat. Now I should write 20 for Doritos. Ruffles. Gatorade, Soda Stream, Mountain Dew, Quaker Oats, Pepsi, Bubbly, Fritos. I mean, just off that. Just off that. I'm sorry, I'm looking at certain things. So just off that, somebody should have been like, wow. Royal Brands, Cheetos. That's about everything. Wow. That's amazing. Everybody should have wrote 20 because I'm sure that somebody, motivation 20. Hey, Wanda, good seeing you. Lovely Cherokee. Miss Wanda, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Hello, Sandra. Wanda Budgets and Beyond is in the building. So everyone should have wrote 20. So Miss Wanda, what we were doing was looking up the brands that PepsiCo owns. And people were writing 20 about the things that are the brands that they actually utilize that PepsiCo has. Now, I'm not going to be biased. Now, I don't work for Pepsi or this next company, but if you do work for Pepsi or this next company, y'all know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes when it comes down to it. These companies are the battle of the companies. Okay. These companies here are both companies that are, how can I put it? They are rivals. I just say it like that. It is what it is. Okay. They are rival companies. Okay. These companies are rival companies. And if you work for one or the other, you can't mention the other company or have their brands. That's how it goes. So, Coca-Cola. 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 Yes. Body Armor. If you have a Coca-Cola brand in your refrigerator and your cabinet, or you bought a Coca-Cola brand this week, type 30 in the chat. If I mention the brand, Body Armor, Coca-Cola, Dasani, Fanta, Fuse Tea, Gold Peak Tea. Just right there. Sweeps Root Beer, Smart Glacier Water, Topo Chico, Vitamin Water. Just right there. I can stop right there. 20s. We got the 20 in the chat. 20s in the chat. 20, 20, 20. We got 30s in the chat. 30s in the chat. 30s in the chat. Some people write 20 for 30. I understand what you're saying. So a lot of people have those brands. So When it comes to Pepsi and Coca-Cola, we talked about what Pepsi's price was, stock price was. Now we're going to talk about what Coca-Cola's stock price is. What Coca-Cola's stock price is. Coca-Cola stock price. Coca-Cola stock ticker, and they have multiple ones. Coca-Cola stock ticker is KO. KO. As of the time of this recording, 4/22, 2023, it is $64.05. $64.05. $64.05. So when we talked about some things, and we talked about a lot of things, okay? And the reason why we're talking about a lot of stuff, because a lot of people, a lot of us do not know a lot of things that we invest in or we already have. We already invested in it. We talked about Apple phones earlier. We already invested in it. We already have it. We believe in that company. We believe in that brand, but we just don't own the stock. A lot of us have some of the products that Procter and Gamble has. We believe in the company because we buy those products. We believe in these companies. Apple, we believe in those companies. We believe in Microsoft. Somebody has internet. Yes, yes, definitely. $64.05. Thank you, Miss Sandra. So a lot of us believe in those companies. We believe in those things. We believe in a lot of this stuff, but we have not invested the money in it. But we've been giving all our money to these companies. Wow, cheaper than previous discussed in the chat today. Exactly. 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 So a lot of us do a lot of things. And we invest in a lot of things. We invest our resources, our time, hard and money. We talked about Apple earlier. We invest our time, our hard-earned money, and a lot of products. Oh yeah. But we do not reap the benefits. Everybody done had a power bill, unless you live in the bushes and you have solar units and you don't have power, but you've had a power bill before. They must have had a split. Yeah, of course. A lot of these companies have a stock split. Tesla had a stock split, Coca-Cola, a lot of these companies have a stock split. And going back, I'm glad you mentioned that. See, I'm trying to break it down like a fraction. What a stock split is. A lot of companies do a stock split where they do a reverse split, which is not good. And some companies do a split. So they say, okay, this stock has went up this high. We're going to do a split. So for how many shares you have, we're going to break it down to X amount of dollars per share. And we're going to give you X amount of shares to total the price it was. And they do a stock split so it can be more affordable for those companies. And what I've noticed is a lot of times when companies do a stock split, it is because it's outrun or outpaced the actual price, or there is a potential recession looming. So they do a stock split so it can be more cheaper for people when the stock price happens. That's what I've noticed. I'm not saying there's going to be a recession, but I think it will be. So that's what I've noticed. A lot of companies have done a stock split. Even our favorite company, everybody has had this Nintendo. Bum, 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 bum. Everybody's had a Nintendo or known somebody who has a Nintendo. Nintendo did a stock split this year. So a lot of companies did a stock split and do a stock split. So when it comes down to it, a lot of us, and thank you for everyone who came in. I appreciate each and every one. A lot of us do a lot of things when it comes to that. We do not even know where putting your money in. We do not even know where we putting our money in. Thanks, Robert, for this very needed information. Oh, you're welcome. A lot of us put our money in a lot of stuff and we don't realize it that they have a stock. Not a mentor. He told me one time, he said, all you got to do is open your eyes, Robert. It ain't that hard. Just open your eyes. He said, a lot of things that you're currently doing right now, it has the stock. And a lot of people, we had 10 people and a lot of people had to go. And I understand a lot of people just wanted to show their face. And I understand there's nothing against anybody. A lot of people that was here in the beginning and they had to go. I understand that. There's nothing, I appreciate each and every one of everyone. But there's some people who popped in and popped out. They may know the information. They may have to go somewhere. A call may have happened. But what I'm saying is this. When it comes down to certain topics are not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not risque. It's not, oh, yeah, if you like stocks, press number 1. Yeah, this is the stock, Robert. You learn with Robert Stocks. Coming to you live. It ain't the quiet storm, Yes, we like stocks here. It ain't like that, it's not like that. So a lot of people don't get. So Robert, I needed my yellow pad for the class today. Thanks, lovely. A lot of people don't, think it's like Yeah, like that nice stuff. Oh, that nice fluffy stuff. People like that entertainment. It's not entertainment, but I try to make it as entertaining as possible. So we talked about a lot of stocks. The last thing I'm going to talk about is this. It's the last thing. Welcome in, everybody. Hello from the Bush people. So a lot of things we talked about. And if you came in late, it's okay. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go back, make sure you look at the video from the beginning. There's a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat that I gave out. It's a lot of stuff I gave out. I'm telling you, you might want to look at this one. If you ain't watched no other video, this video you might want to watch. And I'm telling you, I gave a lot of secret sauce. If y'all, the people who have been in here for a while, if I gave some secret sauce out, I want y'all to type number 5 if I gave some secret sauce out. Type number 5 if I gave some secret sauce out. Robert, yep. Type number 5. If you think I gave some secret sauce out, stuff you didn't even know, type number 5. Type number 5. Meat pot. Yeah. It's not hard at all. We need to stop thinking everything is a scam. 5. Lovely says 5. Potatoes. I gave meat and potatoes. That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, I'm telling y'all, 5. I see a 5. I see a 5 in the chat. I see a 5 in the chat. I see a 5 in the chat. These people have been in here. I'm telling y'all, if you ain't watched not one video for me, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to say this. Oh, he needs to get more watch time. He's just talking crazy. No, I'm telling y'all. I like, all jokes aside, if you haven't watched not one of my videos, this is a video you need to watch from beginning to end, because I'm giving out. It's 2 hours, Robert. How many people don't watch the movie? I fell asleep on the movie last night, y'all. I was so tired. I was doing some things and I fell asleep. Robert, you gave me, Robert, you gave me meat, potatoes, salad, dessert, and more. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you been here from the beginning, each and every one who popped in. But yeah, if you just now coming in, I'm not telling you to go back to the beginning now. I watched the movie. It was a 2-hour movie. I fell asleep in an hour within the movie. I was real tired. Fell asleep. I knew I was going to fall asleep. I got to finish the movie. But if I can sit down and watch an hour movie, this ain't nothing. Even if you got to say, okay, I'm going to watch an hour and I want to stop and do something and come back. I'm going to watch 30 minutes and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to come back and I'll watch 30 minutes more. I'm going to wait 15 minutes, do something, come back, watch 15 minutes, 30 minutes more. I'm going to watch it all. I'm telling you. And I'm not just saying this just because you can see the people who put 5 in the chat. You can see the people. I'm not just talking to just talk, because people have been in here. People have been in here. Okay. I'm telling you this for a reason. A lot of information. And I'm going to say this without offending somebody. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Listen, I attract a lot of people when it comes. You need to reset. Tamika, you need to rest at Sandra. I know I will. Oh, yeah. A lot of people. It's obvious if you can't see me, because there's a lot of people who watch me via the TTY, the closed caption. I'm an African American male. Okay. It's nothing about race. I live around a melting pot of people. Okay. I grew up around people who didn't look like me. I grew up around some people in certain areas when I went to certain schools who looked like me. What I'm saying to you is this: it doesn't matter about race. But one thing I found out is our community, my culture, a lot of times we don't like the thing like that. We want entertainment, but we don't realize we're the ones with the wool over our eye. We're the ones with the bandana over our eye, and we think everything's a scam, but we don't realize we're the ones with the least amount of savings out of any culture, because we want to do everything. I want to listen to the boop music, the hottest music, the hottest this, and we don't realize that we're the ones being scammed, because they're getting money and putting it into products and they're getting wealthy, and we're wondering what people are doing. But when people are telling you what they're doing, they're over there saying, oh, well, how do I know this person? They scamming me. They do. I'm telling you, if you ain't listening to not one thing I done said, I'm not saying this to get watch time. I'm not saying this to get viewers. I'm not saying this to get subscribers. I'm telling y'all, if you have not watched this, you probably need to, because a lot of people giving you this information is charging you $200 or more to even $5,000 for the information I gave you today. I'm telling you, I'm not even playing. And all jokes aside, I want to put a number on it. I want to put a number of value. number of value associated with it. How much value, how much in the chat, the people who was in here, how much dollar amount of value would you think somebody would have charged for the information I gave y'all today? Put a dollar on it. Robert, this education, real life help. And put a dollar on it. Somebody who's been in here, put a dollar amount on it. If you thought, if you had to pay for something, if somebody was offering something, the information I gave out today for free, the secret sauce, all the stuff I gave out, put a dollar amount on it in the chat. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Put a monetary value on it. And the reason why I'm saying put a monetary value on it, I'm not telling y'all to give me no money. I'm saying to you to put how much would you think this would cost somebody else if they gave it out. If you saw this online on your social media platforms, what information that I gave out today for free, for the free 99, for the low, how much money you think it would cost? Somebody just said 10,000. Sandra living a full life said $10,000. Lovely said some places 1,500 before start. Do you see this? Two people. And I'm not just saying this just to blow my head up and make me feel, oh, and for the YouTube algorithm, blow my head up is a term, an urban term that people use as it relates to make me feel good. That's what it really means in urban community. Okay. So $10,000. Some places $15 before you start. What I'm telling you is the information I gave out of value is information that I lived, information that I got over books, information that I got over bad mistakes, information that I got over looking hours and hours and hours of information. I'm not sure of the cost, but it will be like a weekend seminar. You hear that? I hope they listen. I do too. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Set you up a payment plan. I'm just saying. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm giving you so much value for free because a lot of times our culture gets to a place. And like I said, I attract different communities of people, white, black, green, purple, and not just my culture. I grew up around a lot of different cultures. Okay. $1,500 down payment. You see this? I'm not just saying this. I'm telling y'all for a reason. I grew up around a lot of different people. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm giving you information that would cost you a lot of money. Please do yourself a favor because I know this information. Do yourself a favor and learn. Because if you do not learn, you can't blame me. You can't say, well, you learned Robert didn't tell me. Oh, why he there now? Oh, he finally showing us some of his life. Oh, man. I'm too thrifty. I guess a cost to guess a cost. I understand. But here's the thing. And one thing we have to understand is this. This is what I learned. People pay to get in rooms. Here's what I'm saying. Just hear me. People pay to get in rooms. If you want to grow your net worth, get in rooms where people's net worth is not where yours is. Sandra, definitely set up a payment plan. Listen, here's what I'm saying. If you want to grow your net worth, get in rooms where people whose net worth is more than yours. It costs. It costs. We have to, and I'm not saying anything negative against anybody in this chat. I'm saying in general, okay? So don't think I'm talking about anyone in particular, okay? I'm letting you know. We have to stop saying it costs X, it costs this, it costs this, it costs this. Some people, I'm not saying all people, some people, those same people who you invested in that stuff, they're putting you in those rooms, and there's other people who could help you, or other people that you may meet, or other people that you may network with that could actually get you to another level. How do I know? I ain't gonna tell you how I know. I'm gonna tell you I know for a fact though. I'm gonna tell you I know for a fact. I was a person probably about 5 years ago, 7 years ago. I didn't want to spend no money on nothing. I was like, I ain't no way. This person charging this? Nope, ain't no way. This person charging this? Ain't no way I'm paying that. But I started to put myself in a position where I said, you know what, I'm gonna pay something to get something. And I'm not saying just because, oh, you got to pay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying not just for that, because a lot of times when you pay something, you put a value on something, you put a monetary value on something. A lot of times there's something else you are expected to receive. When there's no money attached to something, a lot of times we say, oh, that's free. I can get this tomorrow. And then next week comes, I can get this 2 weeks from now. And then next week's come and 3 weeks come. And we don't put ourselves in that position, and it just goes away. Now, a lot of people say I work too much. A lot of people know me, man, you work absolutely too much. People don't realize, like, I probably get, all jokes aside, some people who know me, if Miss T is still in here, she will tell you how much I work. If some other people who know me, who know me, I work a lot. I work a lot. Like some days I don't even get 3 hours of sleep. Why? You have to have a goal to set a plan. You have to have a goal to set a plan. I'm telling y'all something. I'm trying to give y'all some value right here. Sometimes you have to put yourself in a position to be like an ant. I'm not an ant. Why are you saying I'm an ant? You got to put yourself in a position to work to the point where you like, yo, I got to go get this. I got to go get it while it's here. I got to go get it. I got to do this because I have to be in position to help other people. I have to be in a position to make sure that other people are taken care of. I have to be in position to make sure that generations after me are taken care of. Some of you are in positions that you want to be somewhere, but you have to change the mindset. You have to change the exact things and the exact way you think. As a person thinks, so is he. You have to change what you think. You have to change what you speak. You have to change the things that you're regurgitating, the things that you're eating, the things that you're putting in your spirit, the things you're putting in people you're putting yourself around, if you want to change where you want to go. Lovely. Exactly, Robert. Some people procrastinate in real life planning. That's true. You have to change yourself. If well, Robert, I'm in a position where I can't. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I remember I was on a bus, and I remember I had family members who would not come. And if the family members are watching, I still love y'all. I had family members who would not come to my house to pick me up to go to the grocery store. To pick me up to go to the grocery, because I didn't have a vehicle. My vehicle was gone. To pick me up to go to the grocery store to get some food. I had to take a luggage bag, roll it to the bus stop, wait on a bus, get on the bus, go to a grocery store, put my luggage bag out, get my groceries, put it in the luggage bag, zip it up, go to the daggone bus stop, wait on the bus again, and roll it down the street like I done go on a trip. People are like, oh, where you going? You going on a trip? And I would laugh. I would laugh. I would laugh because people thought I was going on a trip. I would laugh. I would laugh because people thought I was going on a trip. I was going on a trip to the grocery store, but people thought I was actually going somewhere. I was going somewhere in my mind. I knew I was going to be better than where I was then. I was going somewhere then. And I said, you know what? I'm going somewhere. I got to get somewhere. I believed in my mind that it would be better. And guess what I did? I rolled those groceries to the house, put it in the refrigerator, and I looked and I read 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 and I read. And this is before the internet was popping like that. I couldn't afford the internet like that. I read and I read and I read and I bought books and I read and I read and I went to the library and I read 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 and I kept looking at information and I read and I read and I watched TV at the job I had. They had cable and I watched CNBC and MSNBC and Bloomberg and Forbes, and the boss would come in and say, Robert, you like this stuff? You know about this information? And I would just look at it. I'm just learning. So every time I come in, you got it on this channel. Yeah, I'm just learning. I'm learning. You have to pay to get in rooms where extra knowledge and heavy hitters can show you the things. Yep, that's facts. Wanda's budget one. Then work. You right. You right. Wanda budgets and beyond. So, and then I kept looking at information till I fell asleep. I would fall asleep with those channels on, and then I would wake up and read. I'm talking about books this thick of information. So the information I'm giving you is information I had to go through pain to get. I'm telling you, I'm saying this because I want you to understand that I'm not just some fly-by-night person on YouTube that don't know what the heck he's talking about. But with that being said, I'm not an investment advisor. Please be sure that you can make sure that the information I'm giving you, that's why I'm telling y'all to write it down. Fact check me. Go back and research the information. Go back and say, oh, he said this. Is this correct? Oh, he said that. Is this correct? Let me study this information so I can understand for myself. A lot of people will tell you stuff and they don't know nothing. They just tell you stuff because I started investing last week. A lot of people got channels and they don't know nothing about investing, nothing. I'm just going to be real with you. A lot of people just riding a wave. I'm not riding a wave. I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt. I'm telling you for a reason, okay? I'm trying to tell you this because there is going to be a point I will charge for this very information that you are getting at no cost. Please take heed and listen to what I'm telling you, okay? Take heed. Been there. The library is a great resource. It is. And guess what? I remember rolling that bag, and I had some family friends who saw me. Have you ever been somewhere and you saw somebody with a sign up saying they work for food or something like that, and they was like this, and then you pretend like you didn't see them? Well, I didn't have no sign up. I was just rolling the luggage bag, trying to get home, and I saw a family friend do like this, and then act like they didn't see me, and act like they was on the phone, so they wouldn't see me, and they passed me right on by when I needed some help. I was rolling the luggage bag with meat to get to the house and groceries. Guess what? Not something I did. It's something I had to go through to get to where I am now. Something I had to go through. I can tell y'all a lot of stuff that I done been through in my lifetime, but it's something that you have to go through to get to where you need to go to. It's something, oh, well, you don't understand. I've been here. I'm telling you, if you tell me a story, I got a story for you. I promise you. If you tell me, oh, this has happened to me, this, I promise you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. If you tell me a story, I can tell you something too. Okay. So Lovely says, Robert, you are real. Some people invest in nonsense on this app. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Shaking my head. Blessings continuously to you, Robert. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. A lot of stuff. This happened a long, long time ago. But guess what? I had to remember. And every time I wanted to give up, I had to remember. And every time I wanted to throw in the towel, I had to remember. 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 So what I'm telling you is I don't care where you are right now. I don't care if you can't rub two nickels together. You can rub two pennies together, can't you? I can't. Well, I can rub a dollar together. Okay, you can rub a dollar together. You cannot make an excuse for yourself because excuses are tools of incompetence, simple monuments of nothingness. Okay, I'm telling you, do not make excuses. Okay, I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm not fussing at you. I'm not preaching to you. I am telling you this because I want you to understand when this happens, because there's going to be some people that's going. I promise you, when I start charging people for this information, there's going to be some people. Now, keep in mind. I do charge people online for these books. Keep in mind, I do charge people for my course right now. Keep that in mind. People do have paid for the information I'm giving you at no cost. Learning the experience you have a testimony. I appreciate that. So some people already do pay for this. But what I'm telling you is there's a lot of people on this YouTube who are going to say, oh, well, he think he's all that. Oh, this person here. Who is Robert think is? I remember when he was here. No, you don't. You don't remember me when I was there because you don't know who I was then. So what I'm telling y'all is the person y'all are now is not the person you're going to become later. And here's the thing, what you put in your system, your body, your being, what you put inside your brain is what you're going to come, what you're going to become later. So what you are putting in, the time that you spent right now is something that you're going to put in so that you can get to where you need to go for later. Okay? I'm telling you this for a reason. Okay? I'm telling you this for a reason. You're putting in information, you're putting in value, you're putting in information so that you can get somewhere later. All right. Don't matter what it is. Don't matter if I'm no longer on YouTube in 6 months from now or a year from now. I'm giving you the information, not so that you can come back for me to keep getting fish. I'm trying to have you to have your own lakes, not lakes, bodies of water, places that you can fish, places that you can get information from, that you can teach people. So you can say, oh, yeah, I remember I was hot. I remember Robert said this. Oh, and I went back and researched it. Now I know this. Now I can teach somebody on my job the same information. That's the whole point of me being here. The whole point is not, oh, I this and I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. It's a lot of I's in here. There's a lot of I's. I'm this, and I've done this, and I've done that. And yes, I was a dignitary, and I graduated magna cum laude in my state, and all this other stuff. I don't want to hear that. Who are you? What do you want out of life? I'm trying to get you to the next level. There's a reason why some of you are still here, because you are tired of where you are and you want to get to another place. Thank you, Robert. Confirmation. I appreciate the reminder you've given me. Anytime, lovely. So I'm telling y'all, get the information. Study the information. Next time I have a live or another video, feel free to answer information. Okay? Feel free. Feel free. Feel free. Feel free. Okay? Feel free. Robert, foot on the gas. Oh, yeah, always, 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 always. Because here's the thing. Oh, I got to grab this. My grandmother passed, and I bought this hourglass. And I bought this hourglass because it reminds me of the time we think we have that we don't have. All the time I thought that I had with my grandmother. All the time I thought I had with her, I didn't have. Now, I talk to my grandmother every day. I talked to her for hours. We had conversations. We spent time together. I knew things. But when she passed, it was like, I was like, man, I thought I had more time with her. I thought I had more time with my grandma. She was like a mentor, a friend, a business partner. She told me a lot of stuff that I did not know. She helped me in a lot of places in my life. But a lot of you are expecting, oh, I got more time. But guess what? There's only so much time you can work. There's so many times in a day. And the great Warren Buffett said, if you do not find out something that will work for you while you are sleeping, you will work until the day that you die. What is that saying? You have to make money while you sleep. How do you make money while you sleep? Got to do something different. So this hourglass is representing the time you think you have, the time you think that you have in your life, the time that you think that, oh, I got tomorrow. That's the hourglass. Oh, I can do it later. That's the hourglass. I'll do this when I get this. That's the hourglass. Oh, this, and this. That's the hourglass. Well, I'll do this later. That's the hourglass. Well, I'll study this when I get this. That's the hourglass. Oh, when my kids get this age, I'll do this. That's the hourglass. Oh, when my grandkids get this age, I'll do this. That's the hourglass. Oh, when my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my cousin, my brother, my uncle, my sister, that's the hourglass. But here's the sad reality. This hourglass represents what I'm talking about. But the unfortunate part about the hourglass is we do not know how much sand we have in this hourglass. We don't know how much time we have left. We have to make every moment count. And that's the point. I'm making every moment count for you. I'm making sure that in the moments that I have on this earth, that the hourglass is counting for something. That's beautiful, hourglass, Robert, representation of your grammar. Thank you. So that's why I have this. We don't know how much time we have left. We don't know who we are. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so why should I invest? Well, here's the thing. Keep living. That's what my grandma would say. Keep living. You'll find out. 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 Keep living. When I paid $12. I'm being real with y'all. I paid $12 for this native deodorant. Why did I buy it for $12? I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to gloat. Why did I spend $12 for one stick of deodorant? Because of what it had in it. It said it had no paraffins and extra ingredients and aluminum and all that stuff and certain things that cause irritation. And here's the thing. I can look at this right here. I can look at this deodorant and I can look at it and I can see all of the ingredients. It has this. It has that. It has this. Oh, it has eucalyptus. Oh, it got root oil in it. It's got shea butter in it. Oh, it's got that. Oh, wow. I can look at all of the ingredients in this daggone deodorant and try to make it, but I may not be able to make it like they made it because I do not know the formula. I'm trying to give you all your own formula. I'm trying to give you your own access. I'm trying to give you your own ability, your own DNA, just like this deodorant. I'm trying to give you something different so that you can know something. So you can say, you know what? I remember. Oh, he talked about this. This is what he does. Let me see. I can make it my own. I can do this. I can make this. Everybody can tell you how to make a cake. One thing about my grandmother, and I wish my sister was in this chat right now. One thing about my grandmother, she used to dip snuff. And when she talked She'd be like this. She'd be, it's easy, baby. All you do is. She'd be like, hey, baby, it's easy. Grandma, how you do this cake? It's easy, baby. All you do is this. It's all you do. It's easy. Everything you do is easy. All you do is, okay? So you're going to be able to tell somebody, oh, it's easy. It's real easy. It's all you do. The whole point is you're going to be able to go on your jobs and tell people how to do this. You're going to be able to go tell your kids, your grandkids, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your church members, your people you ride the bus with. You're going to be able to go tell people that you are out and about in the community how to do something, because I am particularly tired of seeing people who don't have resources and who are trying to get to another level who've not gotten to that level. I'm tired of seeing that happen and people never get to where they want to go. There's a lot of people who want to do things. There's a lot of people who want to own group homes. There's a lot of people who want to give to the poor. There's a lot of people who want to help pay off their mother's house or their father's house or their cousin's house or their house. There's a lot of people who want to help people in the community, but they can't do it because they have more month than they have more money. The only way you're going to beat inflation is do something different. That's the only way you're going to beat inflation. You're going to have to do something different. You got to change your mindset. You got to change where you are. You got to change your mindset. I remember, when I talked about running track, that track meet, I talked about it in the hyperthon before. I'm not going to go through that again. That track meet, I was ahead. I got cocky. I did some things I shouldn't have did. I got behind, but guess what happened in the next track meet? I ate people lunch because I remember how it felt to be behind when I thought I should be ahead. I remember how it felt when everybody was looking at me like, what just happened? I remember how it felt when the coach patted me on the back like, it's going to be okay. I remember how it felt when I was sitting in the car with my parents and they said, it's going to be okay, Robert. And I was upset with myself because I was showboating, trying to show people, I'm fast. I'm good. But I could not. Who endures to the end? The person who goes to the end. I was so showboating, trying to show people that I got it. I got this. I done blew everybody out the water when it comes to this track meet. Can't nobody hold me down. I got this. I got skill. But guess what? The body sometimes can overcome the mind. So guess what I had to do? Train harder. So some things you're going to have to train harder when it comes to this. Some things you're going to have to go back and say, you know what? I remember you learned Robert say this. You're going to have to train. You have to come back to it. You have to come back to certain things. Some things you're going to have to do that, okay? You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that. Because, Robert, teach. Your trip, lovely. Sometimes you're going to have to do that, right, Miss Wells? You're going to have to do that because you have to go back and do what you need to do. The whole point of me doing it is to make people get to a next level. Not help, make. I want to make you change your mind. I want you to shift your mind of where you are right now. I want you to shift the attitude of where you have been and where you want to go. Because a lot of times we need people in our corner that's going to be like your boy Polly when it's Rocky. Hey, yo, Rocky, what are you doing, Rocky? Polly told Rocky he got to get to where he needed to get to. What are you doing? You forgot where you were, Rocky. You got to get back focused. Some of y'all are like Polly telling Rocky, get back focused, get back on the grind. What is your goal? What is your dream? Who are you supposed to be? You got to ask yourself that question. That's why I do what I do. Not for me. It's to help others. One thing my grandmother told me before she passed, Robert, you need to write more. Robert, you need to tell people the information. You need to teach more. So guess what? I got to do what she asked me to do. I got to help people. I got to help make sure the information she poured into me, the time she poured into me, I got to make sure that I'm helping individuals. That's the point. And the whole point is sharing information with you so you can go back and help people. You can go back and teach people. When you can go back and show people. Because there's information, there's people that I can't get to that you can. Focus. Stay focused. You're right. Listen, Linda, listen. Stay focused. Stay focused, man. Some of you got to stay focused on the goal to get to the future. I'm telling you. And here's the sad reality. Some people are going to be in trouble because they're so concerned of being entertained and they're not concerned about where the world is going. And they're going to be caught in a world that they don't know what's going on. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of jobs lost to entertainment. There's going to be a lot of jobs lost to robots. There's going to be a lot of jobs lost to a lot of people because they were thinking what they needed to do. Golden Girl. Hello, Golden Girl. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you, Golden Girl. Hey, how you doing? So, Golden Girl, if you just come in, thank you so much for coming in. I was telling a lot of people about a lot of stuff. We had a good live today. There was a lot of information given. Please be sure to do yourself a justice and go back at the beginning once this live is over. Do yourself a justice and go back to the beginning and watch it, even if you have to break it down to 30-minute segments, hour segments, and take notes. Get a good notepad and a pen and take notes. I'm going to go back through the chat and let you know. A lot of people was taking notes. A lot of people was giving information. And a lot of people left. And it's okay. I'm here for the people who need to be here, okay? The people who want to be here, that's what I'm here for. It's not about everybody. Lovely is saying, hello, Golden Girl. Smile. That's the whole point. That's the whole reason I'm here, okay? That's the whole reason. So what you're going to do is take the information in, okay? You're going to take the information in. You're going to take the information in. You're going to take the information in. You're going to regurgitate it. You're going to write it down, all right? Just like the teacher. The teacher was up and you know, and they taught us, and then they said, hey, now go home and study. I don't have time, Robert. You know, I got to get the chillings up. You know, I got to do this. You know, I got to cook for Peter. You know, I got to do that. You know, I got to do this. You know, I got to do. Guess what? If you don't have time for you, guess what's going to happen later? Time is not going to be on your side. What I mean by that, you're going to take other time doing other things, and you're going to be in a position where you just said, well, now what is it that you learned what Robert said? What is it that he said again? It may be too late then. It may be in the moment that you should have done then. So a lot of stuff I'm talking about now is stuff you need to do now so that when then happens, you'll be okay. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to lose their money due to robots. They're going to lose their jobs due to robots. They're going to lose a lot of stuff. BDGBT, BDBGP. What's up, brother? BDBGP. What's up, brother? What's up? I'm so glad I did interrupt my schedule for your live stream. No, I appreciate you as well, lovely. How you feeling? How you living? I'm doing well. I'm doing wonderful. But yeah, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, robots can't take my job. I did a short. You are in trouble. BGP is saying hello, Wanda. BNB at T Wells. Hello. He's speaking to everyone. So you need to put yourself in a position right now that you are focusing in on where you're going. Robots working now as we speak. Exactly. They got robot waiters. There's some hotels that got robots. You'll be surprised. You order some towels from hotels and you go and a robot comes with and says, hello, you learn with Robert. How are you? You're like, what? Hello, lovely Cherokee. How are you? Hello, Wanda. How are you? Hello, BDBGP. How are you? You like, what? It's a robot talking to me? Here are your towels you ordered. Press the button. You push the button, and the towels are in there. They're warm. Or here's the drink that you ordered. Press the button. You press the button, and there's in there. And they done took people's the wait staff's job. There's cruises you go on where you see robots' hands doing all this and making drinks and everything. Oh, that's so nice. But there was a person who had that job. Miss Wells saying hello. BDBGP said hello to everybody. Miss Wanda said hello. BDBGP. So there's robots who are going to take jobs. AI, artificial intelligence. There's robots who are going to take the job of artificial intelligence. What does that mean? AI, artificial intelligence. Robots will take those jobs. Robots will take those jobs. A lot of call centers, like, boop, please. Yes, definitely, Robert. Some people are stuck in now and not knowing. You're right. Please hold while your call is being transferred. And then your call will be interested in just a moment. And you listening to music. Bing, 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 bing. Yes. If you like to figure out about your phone, press 1. To talk to a representative about this, press 2. To speak to Paracom Espanol, Marketer Umano Dos. And you're like, okay, I'm waiting. Then you finally get on. What you want? And the people's cursing and screaming at you about something that they should be happy about. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all gonna be in some trouble. Y'all screaming, I wish these people would just leave me alone. Oh, they about to leave you alone. They about to really leave you alone in just a moment. Hold on, change is coming. That changes those robots. They gonna leave you alone real quick. And guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna say, pack your bags and get on. Those robots are gonna take your job. I'm not trying to be funny. AI, that right now, if you get in certain chats, You will be talking to a robot and not a person. Uh, you'll type information about your phone or something like that, and it'll be a robot. You'll say representative, and you'll think it's a representative the whole time. Please hold. We transfer you a representative. You're like, oh, what? No representative this whole time. 90% of the times. You're like, what? A lot of times they will take you through the prompts before you even talk to a person. They won't let you talk to a person until it gets to a certain level. I'm telling you, you're in trouble. Oh, you can't deliver my job. I'm a male person. Oh, yeah, you definitely in trouble. You be having attitude. Yeah, I said it. If you a male person, now there's some male people I know who are retired. You did not have an attitude while you was a male person, okay? Don't think I'm talking about one particular male person. I'm talking about one particular male person in my area, okay? I'm blaming this person in my area. Every time I go to the post office, they have an attitude and they have a job. They in trouble. Robots gonna be taking their jobs. And I'm not saying that to be mean. What I'm saying is there's people who don't like their jobs, and guess what? You're gonna be in some trouble. Robots can't do what I do. Robots doing what you're doing now. When the post office is closed, I got to go to a machine to weigh my packages and things like that. If I'm sending out books, weigh the packages and type in the information, and I don't even have to speak to a person. I don't have to speak to a person. I don't even have to speak to that person. And guess what? Sometimes I just do that just to not speak to that person. So what I'm telling you is this: if you're not careful, you're going to listen to this information. This information is going to get in one ear and out the other ear. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to go in one ear, out the other ear, and you are going to be in trouble. Okay? Please make sure that you go back and review this information. You go back and do what you need to do. You go back and do everything that needs to happen, what you need to do, because I'm telling you now, if you are not careful, you will be in trouble because a lot of this technology that's going to take over the world, and I don't mean it in a bad way, take over the world like him. No, I mean it in a way of, oh, that is so nice. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, wow. I wish I would have known some of those technologies. We need to be sure that we are ahead of the game, because if we're not ahead of the game, we're going to be in trouble. Okay. We got to be ahead of the game. Got to be ahead of the game. Sorry, I'm taking off an earpiece. We got to be ahead of the game. We got to be ahead of the game, because if we're not ahead of the game, we're going to be in trouble. Next time, I'm going to be doing a video on a couple of things, okay? So I'm going to be doing some videos on some things that I said in this live. Some of the people who are in here, I appreciate each and every one of you. Some people think they are indispensable. Yeah, you're right. Wells, well, you don't understand. I do this. I'm an airline pilot, and I've got my airline license, and I fly all over the world. I flew over 10 million hours in the sky. And welcome to so and so airline. This is your pilot, John Doe speaking. We would like for you to buckle up. Please be sure. You in trouble. I promise you. The mean flight attendants who won't give you half a bottle, no, you can't get this. Now, the people who are in first class, you get the whole can. But the people who are not, you get 3/4 of a can, a third of a can of Sprite with dirty ice. And then they give you 2 peanuts in a plastic bag. You're like, where did plastic bag come from? Do not fly certain airlines. I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to be mean. What I'm saying to you is this. There's people who unfortunately think, and here's the thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say. How many people have been to certain fast food restaurants or certain restaurants that has a kiosk that you need to order, and then you order your food from a kiosk? I appreciate you, Robert. Real raw facts of life you're teaching. How many been to a kiosk, and that kiosk shows you you order from this kiosk? And I'm not going to talk about this particular restaurant in particular because I don't go there anymore because they have bad customer service. But they have a kiosk now at this certain restaurant, and a lot of people like this certain restaurant. They serve burgers and fries and things of that nature, but they have a kiosk. And I'm not saying their name. I'm not trying to be mean to them, but they have a kiosk where you can order your food, and then somebody says, "Tamika, order for Tamika," and you go up and say, "Okay, Miss Wells, order for Miss Wells. Lovely. Wanda, we got Wanda here. Come pick up your order. BDBGP, come on." And you get this thing, and they have They have nice fries. I'll tell you, I do miss their fries, and they have nice apple pies. And their milkshake machine is always broken. You already know what I'm talking about. But they have a kiosk, and I'm not gonna yeah. I'm not gonna highlight that comment, but yeah, that's I can't say that, Miss Wanda. I'm gonna tell you, I don't go there anymore, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't go there anymore, because their customer service is horrible. Their customer service is real horrible, Miss Wanda. If I told you a story of what happened to me several times, you would understand. And I'm not trying to persuade anybody not to go. I don't go there or in a taco place. I'm not gonna. I love. They have this delicious cinnamon swirl. It's delicious, but I don't go there. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy their stock. I'm just saying I'm not gonna. I can't do it. I sold their stock, by the way, because and they treated me so bad. I said, "Oh, no, I can't believe you. I'm a shareholder. You treat me bad. You don't even understand." So anyway, what I'm saying is, there's a kiosk, and in that kiosk, you can order your food. And then somebody says, "Hey, Miss Wanda, Wanda, please, we have your order ready." And then they say they have your order ready. You don't even have to, there. I haven't eaten out in over a year. That congratulations, you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything. I even there's a place that I normally go, and I love their fish, and they're only in certain areas. Motivation would know this place if I said it, but I paid for the food. I paid via tip, and I tipped them before I sit down. The person didn't even come to my table one time. I was so disappointed, and just asked, "Hey, just curious, is it policy for you never to come to person table to ask them if they need anything?" I'm just asking. I'm just asking. 19. I ain't mad at you. Wow. So yeah, I was like, and they was like, well, well, there's certain areas, and I said, listen, you didn't hear what I said. You gave it away. I know, really. And they said, well, when you come in, and they were making all these excuses. There was only 5 people in the restaurant, by the way. 5 people in the restaurant sitting in the restaurant, and they're making excuses. I literally saw 4 people walking around, and I'm sitting there like, wow, wow. So I said, look, I said, I'm not trying to be funny, but you do realize that when you do things like that, and I was speaking to the young lady, she spoke to every table but myself. She literally spoke to everybody. Do you want my drinks? Would you like some honey mustard? Anything else? Would you like a to-go box? Spoke to everybody but me. And I was just sitting there. And I saw her pass me 3 or 4 times. And I was just waiting, like, and I said it in front of her and other people. I said, listen, you have to realize that people who give you tips probably won't give you tips again if you treat them that way. And on top of that, people will probably give you another tip if you treat them well. That's just a lesson to learn. And the people who you treat bad probably will never say anything to you and never go back to your restaurant. So what I'm saying, they have a robot arm that can make burgers right now. They have a robot that can actually make pizza right now. They have a robot pizza delivery driver right now. Let's see. I used to only go for pies. The strawberry was my favorite, having flashback. Oh yeah. No, Miss Wanda, I'm not, saying anything, they have delicious food. I just don't like their customer service. That's why I don't go anymore. And yeah, Miss Wells, yeah, exactly. They have some delicious food. They're just customer service is not up to my standards. And I'm not gonna give you anything if you treat me like garbage. Not gonna happen. So that's just for me, and it was multiple occurrences at multiple different locations. So just not that one location. I said, well, I'm just not going to go to that location anymore. I'm going to go to another location. Then you give me cold fries. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When it comes to cold fries, I'm going to tell you, that's one of my pet peeves. I promise you. If I order somewhere, I don't care where it is, and you give me cold fries, that's almost like double charging me. Why would you give me cold fries? Anybody who likes cold fries in the chat, let me know. I've never met a person who loves to eat cold fries. I've not met one person, and I'm sure there's one person, but I've never met one person who's like cold fries. Never. That's the easiest thing to make sure it's hot. If it's cold, throw them away. If it's hot, serve them. If it's cold, throw them away. If it's hot, serve them. If it's cold, throw them away. If it's hot, serve them. Nobody likes cold fries. So yeah, Miss Wanda, I appreciate you coming in. I just couldn't put everybody who's looking in the chat can see your stuff, but I can't condone that. And they do have good food sometimes, but their milkshake machine always broken. And they have good apple pies, and they have good shakes when you can get them. But I just don't like their customer service. And enough about me on that company. Okay, they do have a nice stock. Please feel free. For everyone who learned something, I appreciate you. For everyone who's commented, I appreciate you. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, Miss Wanda, you knew I wasn't singling you out, trying to be mean. Because some people, I know it's not you, because you've been nothing but positive. But some people think sometimes that, oh, they didn't highlight me, or they didn't say anything to me, or they said something negative. You got to make sure that people don't understand that that's not your heart to be mean. That's not my heart. It wasn't my heart to try to be mean. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody knows it's nothing but love. I'm treating everyone like the family I like, not the family that you don't want to go around. I'm talking about like the family that you like, you want to have fun out, play cards with, have a cookout, play game night with. Come on over, watch movies with. The family you want to go. No, it's okay, Miss Wanda. Not easily offended. Thanks. So I'm glad you're not. The family that you want to have a cookout with, the family that you want to come on in, come on over to my place. The family you want to hang out with. That's why I look at each and every person who've come in, as family. So I appreciate each and every one of you who's redeemed the time. I don't believe in spending time, because you can't spend something you don't already have, but that's a whole nother subject. Oh yeah, Ms. Wanda is definitely good people, especially if they have to wait and pull up. Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother subject for another time. I'm not even gonna go there. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject for another time. I would tell you my experience, but I'm not the person to try to just persuade people away from a particular thing. But go back, review the information. I'm going to give one last time of the sites that you can go to look up this information. Of course, most people have Google. If you have Android, the site that you go to when you start your Safari is Google. Okay, Google paid a lot of money to be on Safari. Okay, and Google, I would be remiss to not mention Google stock. I'm sorry, Google, for not mentioning your stock. Google has a wonderful stock. Um, do you know that YouTube is owned by Google? Google Alphabet, Class A shares, $105.41. As the nature of this recording, 422. Google Alphabet, Class A stock, ticker symbol GOOGL, $105.41 at the time of this recording. The 1 day is up 0.11%. The 5 day is 0.77. The 1 month is down negative 0.18. The 6 month is up 2.82%. The year to date is up 18.28%. The 1 year mark is down 14.35%. The 5 year mark is up 104.40%. And the max, the whole amount, as long as they had the stock out, is up $3,789.67 over time that the stock has been available. I'm telling you. So go back, go back, go back and write this information down. Okay. Go back and study this information. It's very valuable. So I was telling you this, and I went over Google. Okay. So you can go to Google. And if you wonder if a particular stock has a stock, just say, like, Google, like for instance, Apple stock, and it will pull up the Apple stock. Google Samsung stock, or whatever you want, and Google, does it have a stock? And if you like, I didn't even know Native was a brand of Procter and Gamble, but it didn't even say it in the back. But I was like, wow. So Google that particular product, and you'll particularly be able to find if it's a private or a public company. Private company are companies that you cannot invest in unless you are, an employee. Like some people are employees of fast food restaurants that are private or not publicly traded, can get stock. Grocery stores can get stock if their company allows it, but the public can't. Publicly traded companies, most companies that are publicly traded companies, you can look them up. Okay, so Google that. Does or you can just Google, does Apple have a stock, if you don't know, or Google, does Coca-Cola have a stock, or whatever it is. You Google that, and it'll tell you if that has a stock. Don't forget the ebook. I won't forget the ebook, lovely. I got you. I'm gonna put it in the chat when this is over. I'm definitely gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it in the description bar. I'm gonna put it in the description bar when this is over. I'm gonna put it in the description bar when this is over. So Google is a good resource. Go ahead and hit Google. New York Stock Exchange. That's NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. That's a good resource. NASDAQ, 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 good resource. Bloomberg, 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 spell check. If I spelled it wrong, Google will tell you if it's wrong. Bloomberg is a good place to go. Yahoo Finance, that's a pretty decent place to go. I usually Google it, but Yahoo Finance is a place to go. If you have a company like Webull, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Robinhood, that is a particularly good place to go. All right, that's a good place to go. Okay, to review the information. The whole point, the reason why you're going here, the reason why you're going here is you're going here for research. Okay, you're researching the information. What's your thoughts on Amazon, about the Amazon stock split? Golden Girl, thanks so much for asking me that. I love Amazon stock. I actually talked about that in a video. It was not on this social media platform, but I talked about it on a video. Amazon is a great stock. I actually had on the video, I had like all my Amazon packages. And I said, how long have you? And I think I said this. Matter of fact, the first hypathon I talked about Amazon. So how many people have you passed on the highway? How many vans, Amazon trucks have you passed? So I'm glad you all said that. I'm going to go ahead for the last thing to talk about Amazon really quickly. Okay. So Amazon, what is my question? So here's the question. Do you use that product? That's another thing. Do you use it? Do you use it? And sometimes do other people use it? So you may ask your grandkids or your kids or your children or whatever, or your friends or something like that who have kids. You know, if it's a product like that, do they use it? If you don't use it, see how many people use it. So Amazon, I think it's AMZ, if I'm not mistaken. Amazon is AMZ. Oh, I'm sorry, AMZN. So I forgot the N. Amazon, AMZN, AMZN. Amazon is $106.96 at the time of this recording, 4/22, 2023. The 1 day is up 3%, 3.03. The 5 day is up 3.62%. The 1 month is up 8.36%. The 6 month is down 10.73%. The year to date is up 24.63%. The 1 year is down 26.77%. The 5 year is up 36.03%. And the maximum amount the stock has been out is up 118,744.44% all time. So ask yourself that question. Do you think Amazon is good? I enjoyed it. I said earlier, Golden Girl, I think it was before you came in. A lot of companies have okay, let's see. Why do you think they split the stock after all those years? A lot of companies split stock for various reasons. Some companies split stock because the stock price has gone so high and it's peaked out. The limited amount of investors, they go ahead and do a stock split so that the lower price will entice more investors to go ahead and invest. Other companies do stock splits because there's a recession looming, and they do a stock split to lower their stock because they don't want their stock to drop real quick when it comes to a recession. So think about it. Let's say if it's a $3,000 stock and the stock drops $1,500, people say, "Oh my goodness, that's crazy! Oh wow, oh that stock went down so low." But think about it like this: if the stock is $150 and goes to $50 or $100, most people won't be so, they'll be like, man, it did drop a lot. But they'll say, oh, that's a good price to buy. So it's all an investor's mindset. It's all the mindset of individual people. So a lot of people do that. A lot of times, they want to do some things when it comes to the share price. So they do a stock split. So there's a lot of various reasons why companies do the stock split. But in relations to Amazon, I believe Amazon did the stock split to prepare for a looming recession so that individuals who are, you know, affected during this recession, or some people who are not, will not say, "Oh, let me take this amount out on Amazon," or they may say, "Oh man, Amazon is this. Let me go ahead and it's a good opportunity to invest in Amazon." So that's why I think most it's been so many stock splits. At the end of 2022, early 2023, there was a lot of companies who did stock splits. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, I believe. Don't correct me if I'm wrong on that. Nintendo did a stock split. Tesla did a stock split. Amazon. There's a lot. Even I think Netflix even did a stock split, if I'm not mistaken. So that's particularly what happens when it comes to that, and when it comes to stock split. So to answer your question, I like Amazon personally. I like the stock. I like stock split. I think it's okay, because here's the thing: some companies do a reverse stock split, and some companies. Uh, okay, did you say blooming brands? Blooming brands. Let's see. I did not say blooming brands. Blooming brands. Blooming brands. Okay. Subsidiaries. So, and I eat at some of these places. So, blooming brands. Thank you for mentioning that. And that's the one of the reasons why we have the chat. I appreciate you mentioning that. So, blooming brands. Blooming brands. Now, I'm not saying that you should invest in this stock because I mentioned it, okay? Or any stocks that I've mentioned. Do your own research. Do your own research. Do your own research. Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse is a uh, great, great place. Carrabba's Italian Grill. Bonefish Grill. Actually, I ate a bonefish here recently. Fleming Pride House Steak Restaurant. OSI Restaurant. OS Restaurant, Cheeseburger Paradise, Bloom. I mean, there's a lot of different brands they have and their company brands. So, Blooming Brands stock price. Blooming Brands stock price. Blooming Brands stock price is about 20 something dollars, $24.24, 24.24. The stock ticker is BLMN, BLMN, Blooming Brands. Thank you so much for mentioning this, Miss Sandra, living a full life. I appreciate that. So the people can do the research on this stock. It's $24. Time 24.24 at the time of this recording, 4/22, 2023. One day is 0.33% is up. The 5-day is down 2.14%. The 1 month is down 4.15%. The 6 month is up 14.29%. The year to date is up 18.71%. The 1 year, 6.78% is up. The 5 year is 0.54%. And the max is up 88.49%. So to answer your question, as it relates to blooming brands, you have to ask yourself this question: in a recession, and a pullback, and a downturn. Robert, thank you so much for the hours, 3 hours of time you're taking with us. I'm about to exit. Oh, definitely. I'm about to exit as well. This is the last thing I'm mentioning. I'm sure your ebook. I appreciate you sharing your general knowledge and experience today. Oh, definitely. I'm about to definitely, literally, in less than 2 minutes, going to be going out as well. I noticed that. 316, good number. I love 316. Yes, you said blooming something. I don't remember saying blooming. I think I was talking about Apple, but blooming brands does have that. So to answer your question, in a recession and a downturn, where do I think it'll go? Well, a lot of people, one of these places to get information on the places. Oh, Bloomberg. I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you, Bloomberg. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Bloomberg. BLOOMBERG. I apologize. I thought you were talking Blooming Brands. See, I get so many stocks out there. Bloomberg. 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 It's a place to get information. Bloomberg. Now, some of these places, they charge you. Okay. Some of these places charge you. Some of these places don't. You can go on your app store and download some of these apps as well. Okay. So some places charge, some places don't. Bloomberg. But literally, if you decide to invest in any of those things, do your own research, your own thing. Yep. New York Stock Exchange, Yahoo Finance, and Bloomberg. Yep, it was Bloomberg. I thought you're saying Blooming Brands. I'm sorry. It's been a minute, so I apologize. So she probably put Blooming and then Blooming Brands pulled up. So, Miss Sandra, I apologize. It's Bloomberg. So yes, those are some things. I'm gonna recap real quick. For the Bloomberg, Bloomberg, NYSD, Yahoo Finance, Forbes, Forbes. That's a good place to find information. CNBC, MSNBC, Yahoo Finance, or just Google it. Those are some places to get information when it comes to stocks. You can get information, view the information, and we'll go over some more information later. But I thank each and every one of you who have actually come and spent time, redeemed time with me over this time frame. I am definitely about to get off as well, lovely. I appreciate each and every one of you for the time that you spend on this channel. Miss Sandra, I appreciate you. Miss Wells, I appreciate you. Lovely Cherokee, I appreciate you. Miss Golden Girl, I appreciate you. Miss Wells, I appreciate you. Miss Wanda, Budgets and Beyond, I appreciate you. And I'm going up the chat to be sure I talk to everyone real quick. BDGBT, I appreciate you. Lovely Cherokee, I talked about you already. Miss Sandra, all right. And I'm going up the chat just to see if I missed Miss T with the T. I appreciate you. Making sure that I did not miss anyone. Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. I appreciate you. Nets V Blogs, all the way from China, Hong Kong, Ohio gozaimasu. Passporto Mercedes Kudasai. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Miss Carol, I appreciate you. Official Jamia, I appreciate you. Together we break chains. I appreciate you. And I'm going up the chat to see if I missed anyone else. If I missed you in anything, I apologize. I'm just going through the chat. We've been on for quite some time. Sammy Joe, I appreciate you. Miss Carol, the girl manager, I appreciate you. StreamYard, I appreciate you. YouTube, I appreciate you. Miss Wanda said, thanks for the information. Take care. You learn with Robert. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. This chat will be closing. This information will be available in the description of the video in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, ebook 3, 2, 1. Look in the description for the ebook.